Everybody, welcome back to an affair of Arcana. This is ZealZaddy's game of Sentai Sensibility. My name is Grimm. I am running this game. You can find me everywhere on the internet in Pathic_Grimm. I'm a game designer and game reviewer. We're going to go ahead and start off tonight with, let's go, Morgan.
Would, man. I'm trying to get into the Twitch right now.
Be better.
What's up, everybody? My name is Morgan with My Play Mondays. My pronouns are him. You can find me on pretty much all the social medias at My Play Mondays or at My Play Mon. I run a site called myplaymondays.com, obviously, right? It's the name. And we run games for clients, so please check us out. In this game, I'm playing the Cowboy Count, as he's been so dubbed by other players. And I'm loving him. He is a little rambunctious, but I'm more interested in everybody else tonight because we got some crazy stuff happening with some of our other players. So, and I'm just excited to be here, guys. Happy Wednesday.
And Natalie.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Natalie. Find me on most places on the internet with Ghost Candle or Ghostly Candle on Twitch and YouTube. I am an artist, and as of the other day, I also design games as I released a game called Here, that's Here with a semicolon, which is a solo journaling tabletop game about being a soul lost in limbo and going through the 4 stages of grief with tarot cards as your guide. So check that out.
Where can one find this game?
You can find it on both itch and Ko-Fi, both with Ghost Candle. Again, Ghost Candle. And that's where you will find my storefronts with the game. It should be the first one in the list of digital stuff. But that's me. And tonight, I am playing Beatrice P. Douglas. Of course, our ever so stoic lady with a slight temper behind her, but it's all fine. She's got everything handled. It's great.
Go ahead, and now we will do Blake.
Hello, everybody. Sorry, I was so stoked about Natalie's game, and oh man, that sounds interesting. Where was I? Who am I? Darn it. Hello, I am Blake. You can find so producer for R&B. If you want plant-based meals or plant-based ideas, you're like, I want to try some stuff. Check them out. They're pretty cool. They cook some stuff, right? And they test us about. For my own stuff, you can find me at Blake Chandler Francis on YouTube, where I talk about books and reading and stuff because reading's awesome and we all should do it more if we want to. Otherwise, tonight I'm playing Badrick, he's fine. He's got a good relationship with his girl. Everything's going really well right now. He's accepting his duty. It's just like he's not lying. Like, he's about to go to a bar and celebrate. But yeah, I'm excited to be here. It's gonna be you only need to check these other episodes. It's a really I think you guys are gonna like it. So watch your part episodes but watch this one first and then go back. But yeah.
Perfect. We'll go ahead and we will do Tiffany.
Hi, my name is Tiffany. I play Felicity Fairfax. She is Count Cadman Cavendish's stepsister. We are thick as thieves. And right now, Cadman's life is changing now that he carries the title of Count, and Felicity is still figuring out where exactly she fits into his life right now. And she has had a long time crush on her friend Badrick and has been hoping that he would court her, but Badrick's been busy.
I think Badrick made his feelings about the matter quite clear last episode.
So Felicity last episode was able to dance with
We'll leave that there.
Okay, we'll leave that there. Felicity encountered something interesting last time, and if you're interested, I have my own campaign called Dungeon Damsels. It's on YouTube and in podcast form. I just dropped another episode yesterday, and it's very homey and home-warming and nice to wind down to. So if you need something like that in your life, then go ahead and check it out. We only ever go to PG-13 stuff, so if you want something fluffy, then we're a good place to be. And that's me. So.
And last but certainly not least, Michael.
Hello, I'm Michael, and I am the said Count Cadman Cavendish, brother to Felicity Fairfax, and coming in terms with one, his betrothed, and two, his missing siblings, his missing brothers. But you can find me online at RoboSardi doing art and animation, and you can find me on Tiffany's channel on Dungeon Damsels as one of the players. But I am excited to be playing with everybody. We have so much fun and drama, especially the drama.
We're going to go ahead for the recap. We're not going to have a recap for this episode, but what I will have is have Felicity describe for me again her actions after walking away from Duke Brown. Can't hear you.
I'm
Can't hear you,
muted. All right,
There you
here. Felicity keeps a strong face as Badrick says to her that we're adults now and we need to put childhood behind us. And Felicity says to him, "You're right, we're adults now and there's no more time to dream." So he turns and leaves, and I believe she also turns and leaves and exits the building, keeping a strong face and strong posture. And Felicity does know how to act. And then as soon as she turns the corner, she breaks into a run, screaming, sobbing, ugly sobbing, and runs into the gardens, the hedge garden labyrinth maze,
yes,
to find solace, and finds a gazebo and runs into it sobbing, having her heart as a tender 19-year-old very much broken, and her dreams of being seen and loved by someone precious to her are dashed. And in the throes of sadness and frustration and teenage wisdom, she calls out to Grige.
And how does she call out to him?
She just calls his name. She says, "Grige."
Yes, my gem. You see him step out from behind the shadow of the gazebo, his golden eyes glowing underneath the black mask, his beautifully tailored, almost out of time, off-cut black and gold suit. As he takes a step forward you, extending his hand very graciously. And we're going to cut from that to Duke Brown. You were on your way to the Gilded Calf, if I remember correctly, sir.
Yeah, because Alfie and Billy told me about it. Yeah.
Yep, William.
So,
William, your
William.
grace, please.
Oh,
William, your
no.
grace, please.
He said I can call him Billy. It's fine.
So, you did not, sir, but go ahead. But yeah, so it takes you very little time to go to where I'm assuming you have a carriage waiting for you, being a duke.
And could I, if possible, could I snag like a hat or something just to kind of like, I want to go a little, because I know my status, so like if there's anything I could grab, not, it's fine, but if he could grab something, he would.
I mean, you are still also wearing your broken heart mask, which does do a fair amount of hiding who you are as a person. But yes, as you're doing, you see individuals kind of going and sorting themselves up. Go ahead and roll me a footwork to see if you can snag a hat on your way past.
Ooh. First roll. So I am Ronan, so I'm going to roll a d6. But I'm doing footwork. So if you look at the bottom of the screen, you can see what I need to roll.
So yeah, so this game uses a system called Polymorph. If you look at the bottom screen, you see something called the tracker. We have all of the different aspects for it. A high roll is not necessarily a good roll for this game. My dear Duke, what did you roll?
A 4, so I am good.
You are good. So you hit your footwork, and as you're walking back, you see that someone is kind of like an older gentleman was kind of adjusting himself. He has his hat is out in the air, and you just very graciously as you walk back, grab it, do a hat roll, flipping it over your head as you make your way out. Do you hop into your carriage, or do you hop onto, or did you take a carriage or a horse? First things first.
I believe I took a carriage. But how far?
Okay.
Because it's not that far from here, though, right? I mean, when they told me the direction, is it super far? Or how far away is it?
So you'd have to go probably about a mile and a half to catch the bus to get across the river, and from there, how they were explaining it's a little bit of a ways from here. So it
Okay.
would be quicker for you to take a carriage or a horse.
Yeah, I'll take my because I brought the carriage. I'll go on that.
Okay. So yeah, you see one of your footmen. He's a newer hire because again, you really don't have any old staff that was still in the area. His name is Theodore. You see Theodore's like, leaving already, sir, as he kicks down the step up for you and opens the door.
Thank you, Theodore. Just want to make a quick stop somewhere. Just want to.
Of course.
Just
He
need to.
closes the door, pulls himself up into the seat. Where to, your grace, as he flicks his wrist and the carriage starts pulling off.
Let's go to it's called the Gilded Calf.
Down to
Little
your family
ways.
sugar, down to your family sugar factory.
Oh yes.
I know the
That's
place.
right.
Though, if you don't mind me saying, sir, it might be good for us to leave the carriage a small bit a ways for that one.
Oh yeah, that's smart. Yes, good thinking. Really good thinking.
As you sit, where does your mind go as you watch the city in front of you roll past? There's a crack of thunder overhead as the first drops of rain start to fall.
I think what goes over his head is just the events or moments ago. Although he imagines differently, like himself actually dancing with her, and himself like he tries to imagine that, but like it's really murky and gets like flooded out with water, and then like so yeah, he tries to imagine, and it kind of just it floats away, and then he just
There
tries to think
is
about nothing.
a sound as you're going through this, and it is the sound of an oversized fishtail slapping the water, and it echoes in your mind as you pull out from these thoughts of the, in some ways, future, the past that should have been. As you feel just this resonance and you feel a disconnect from it, and you are alone in your mind, and you don't feel a connection to that moment anymore.
And as soon as it's gone, I miss the moment. Like I
Yeah.
sit there and I search myself forward, and it's gone, and it's kind of that a reserved like, well, that's how it needed to be. So it is what it is.
And it takes a little bit of time. And while that time is passing, back at the open invitation ball, the last song has come to an end. For the three of you who are currently in there with your dance partners, what are you doing? I will say for Morphia, does a very slight curtsy to you. Thank you for the dance, Duke Brown. And I do look forward to that invitation. As she just steps away and disappears into the crowd.
And she says, I will say before she leaves, the pleasure is all mine, my dear lady. I hope to see you again very soon.
You will.
And then I'm stepping
Yep.
outside to get a smoke.
Yep. You step outside just in time to see, as you're looking down to where the carriages are, you see Duke Brown's carriage is leaving the gates into the park that this ball was hosted at.
Well, I guess my dear friend is heading home early.
Back inside still, Beatrice, Cadman. Who wants to go first?
I'm probably locked eyes with Bianca, and
The
just
two of you are still dancing. I'll one up you. The music has stopped.
I love it.
But the two of you are still dancing.
Yeah, as we are swaying, like, well, I'm glad, given the festivities, we're still able to have a civil dance.
It's a shame this one has to end, but He smiles very demurely at you. There's always the chance for us to have another. As Leopold kind of clears his voice, Silver in his chair on the side, leaning back, and you see Lady Georgiana has a hand very tenderly on his shoulder. Is there any jealousy in Cadman's body at that?
He does not remember the feelings he had for Georgiana.
As Leopold kind of clears his voice, I hate to interrupt a dance to a phantom melody, but it is time, unfortunately, for us to depart, dear sister. She sighs, nods her head, and she, very scandalously, gives you a very small kiss on your cheek before skittering away back to her brother, who's just bemusedly shaking his head. I'm assuming Cam is just like locked in place on the dance floor after that.
Yeah, he's the only one on the dance floor. Hand slowly touches cheek. The dance may have ended, but we'll have our new beginning.
Miss Douglas. It would be Lady Douglas still. Lady Douglas. Goodfellow finishes his dance with you. It's another fantastic get dance. What can I say? The cat has fantastic moves. I don't get to dance enough. I appreciate sharing them with you.
Well, it's good to have a little fun once in a while.
Oh, you do remember that.
Again, once in a while. And
Once in a while.
Even like her face is showing she's starting to switch gears and going into multitasking mode, tracking a list of things to do.
It's a shame, you know. And he is the second Fae to steal a kiss from you in the past 24 fucking hours. As you hear him, he steals the kiss and then he disappears into your shadow. You're much prettier when you're having fun.
She just sort of closes her eyes like, Faye. And then her first immediate thought, which has been there the whole night except during the dances, is get home, check Amelia. But then she remembers Felicity wasn't on the dance floor. So she scans the room and sees
Felicity's not in the
no
room.
dress of her.
The only person who you're seeing right now still in this room, besides the musician and the staff and the family or the Fitzgeralds who are doing their cleaning up and their discussings of the events internally, you see Cadman kind of just holding his cheek on the dance floor and yourself.
All right, I stride right up to Cadman.
Cadman, you know that tap. It doesn't matter how far into your daydreams you are.
Tap.
Tap.
Lady Douglas!
Mr. Cavendish?
I was just on my way to grab my things, and I pick up my cane and...
Yeah, I see your legs are moving quite finely.
Oh, yes. So, you know, a long day. It was, quite a bit of a struggle to get off of the dance floor.
Indeed, and she like starts adjusting your coats a little bit, gives you a slap on the shoulder. Find your sister.
Oh, that is
Not in the
quite
dance,
curious.
She's not in the building. She's not in the building at all.
Oh, she's probably with Badrick.
Could Arthur be coming back in at this point, finishing his cigarette?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. You know, I did...
I don't know if your sister is weird. Hold on. Sorry, you're getting in me.
You're adapting to society.
I believe in you.
Yeah, you're adapting to society.
I do not believe that your sister is with the Duke. I saw him leaving. I highly doubt your sister would be leaving in his carriage with him. Not really.
Certainly not.
Appropriate.
Certainly not.
Oh, yes, that would be uncouth of them, especially.
Both know better.
Are the Fairfaxes around? They're the ones that are cleaning this up, right?
No, that's the Fitzgeralds.
Fitzgerald, sorry, Fairfax. Yeah, Fitzgerald.
The Fairfaxes are Felicity's family.
Yeah.
Perhaps the Fitzgeralds might have seen where your sister went.
So I need Beatrice and Cadman to both roll an etiquette roll for just general knowledge for me.
With advantage, right?
With advantage, because you have it.
Yeah, because we all have over 3 Queen's favor.
I rolled a 3 and a 6.
Hey, that's an advantage.
I rolled
You
a-
got it. No, you
I rolled
yeah,
a-
yeah, you do.
I rolled a 3 and a 1,
Okay.
so I got it, and I have
you,
honor.
both of you, the idea of another family finding out that an unattended daughter of a fairly major house is somewhere around here, especially Kevin, that it is your own family, the impact of anyone besides people within your inner circle finding out would be devastating.
At this point, because
Yes,
Count doesn't know
that's-
he's starting to
Right.
walk.
Yeah, and
Perhaps
Beatrice
this is
just
it.
catches him by like his elbow. Cadman, we must find your sister at once.
Yes, we must find her swiftly.
We not ask the others.
There's
That would be highly
a
unfavorable.
sensitivity to this. For a
Yes.
lone girl to be on her own and caught in such a state would not look well in their
Yeah.
families.
Where all have people gone here in this house when they've thrown parties before? Is there upstairs areas or outdoor areas that they may be able to?
There, so you're not on a private estate. You're on a public garden. This is part of why it was an open ball.
Mhm.
There is a rose garden, a hedge garden, that is known to be where many a lover have been found in many a scandalous position over the years, or many an individual hiding from a heartbreak have seen somewhere solace there.
Well, many people find solace in the hedge maze, so it might be a good place to start.
Well,
Fairly
now,
spacious estate, so we might as well split up and see where we could find her.
Yes.
should we split up inside the maze or stick together? I mean, with everything that's going on, if we all split up, that could put not only one of us in danger, but all of us individually in danger.
And I start walking us 3 towards like the garden like area.
I think we should all split up. Powers and numbers with multiple eyes looking in multiple directions.
I think at least one of you should be with me as another single lady here.
Yes, very well. Let's go, Douglas.
Edmund would be the best one to do it from that kind of perspective because he has been very publicly seen at this event, very much enamored with his betrothed. So he would be the safest option for you to be alone with at the point.
Well, I guess I'll just wander around in this maze on my own. Sounds like a plan.
Perfect.
And then with that, I'll
That's-
grab a drink from like, there's like a drink. I'll grab one and just tip it back one before I go. Like, I haven't been drinking that much tonight
Right,
as it is.
no.
But
No.
just because I'm like, here we go. Let's go look in this
So-
maze.
Felicity, you feel reinvigorated as you are stepping out of the maze. And you see Cadman, Beatrice, and AP all walking towards you. There is color back in your cheeks. And there's a new canary yellow gem on a silver chain draped around your neck.
I will so she walks out in sort of a little daze, walking on clouds, and she looks down to see the yellow gem, and I think she is going to try to just hide it away. She's going to put it
Yep.
under her clothes.
Yep.
Question is, do we see it?
No, you guys don't see that one. She is finishing adjusting her gown, But then again, she just walked out of the maze. She could have slipped. Something could have happened. Her adjusting her gown coming out of it is
Yeah.
not the oddest. Right.
Dear
But she's
sister!
just-
Yeah.
Cadman!
We've been,
Oh, Cadman! Hello.
we've been worried sick.
Oh, well, it's a bit embarrassing, really. Patrick said no, so I went to the gardens to collect myself, and I got a bit lost.
So he refused to dance with you.
Well, we're not children anymore. And then she just goes to, and she just walks by.
Felicity, as you say that, you feel a bit of a warmth, almost like a hand on your shoulder, giving you a tight squeeze for just a moment.
She has a tight little, a small, not a tight, but like a small smile to herself as she turns away from the others. Well, shall we be returning home?
Crap. There is music being played, and there are cheers to the queen, cheers to the prince, as there is obviously alcohol aflow as you step out of your carriage on the other side of your sugar factory. And if you look, you can actually see the sign is in fact of a calf that is gold, so makes perfect sense. And you see people are funneling into and out of. They have glasses of ale in hand. There's cheering. People are dancing in the street. There is a revelry happening throughout Whitechapel. And you are very overdressed for this event. Theodore, up on the seat. Do you need me to come with you, sir, or do you think you'll be okay on your own?
I and like he looks in the crowd, he spots like any couples, like his eyes are really drawn to like any like couples together, any people holding hands, anyone just like them looking at the merriment, and so he just kind of looks and just I think I've seen what I've needed to. It's looks fun though, doesn't it? Have you ever been to something like this, Theodore? Have you?
Is that FB?
Yes, it is. It is.
And coming, stumbling towards you is Alfie with 2 large pints of beer in his hand. My dear sir! And you see Theodore kind of like reaches towards something up on the carriage bench. You just, he sees you making the motion and he stops. My lordship. You see him kind of shifting his hold and offering you handle first. One of these.
Oh.
I insist. You made your way all the way down to see us. You might as well have a refreshment before you make your way home. It'd be on my honor, sir, if you would. My family brews this.
Oh, they do. Oh, okay. That
Alfie Brewer, sir.
That'd be an insult not to enjoy. And I appreciate the honor of being able to drink it. So thank you. I'll take it and I'll sip it. So I'm not gonna down it. I'll sip it. Is it good? Is it like
it is a clean, crisp English brown ale. It is a little bit nutty. It is a little bit sweet. It's not super hop heavy. The malt on it's a really good roast on the malt versus a really good sugariness to it. Did you ever drink any beer in Jamaica? Like even like a light beer?
Honestly, with
Would your father have let you first things first?
Oh, well. So I will say that his father wouldn't want him to, so no. So he probably did a little bit, be like, well, I gotta just try a little bit. So
this is a lot. This is a little bit heavier than the beer you tried when you were in Jamaica, but it's really good quality. Like it is better quality than you were expecting. Yeah, my family we've worked for generations. My uncle's the foreman over at the brown sugar factory. Then he knocks on the gate. There's a foreman here, and we actually get our brewing sugars. We buy them from here. So
That is, wow, that's you do me the greatest honor. This tastes of
so at that moment when you meet the greatest honor, he looks from your carriage, sees the family crest, and then looks over at his hand, which is knocking on an enameled cast iron representation of the crest. My dear sir, FB, would it stand for Francis Brown?
It could. It definitely could. It definitely
He grabs
could.
you by the shoulder and pulls you into the gilded calf.
Oh gosh.
Do you resist him?
I'll go with him, but I'm like, hey, I'll walk with you. Hold on, hold on. Theodore, I'll be right back. Theodore, I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Theodore's just like, okay. Theodore's like, okay. Okay. So I need
Hat down,
a
it's kind of.
I need a
like,
straight etiquette roll. You don't have advantage because you'd be getting disadvantage for this one.
yeah.
You have a straight etiquette roll for me.
Okay, well that is a 6. But
So
yeah, it
take your
tracks.
mark, roll your die.
Oh, yeah.
You could always clear it. Take your mark and roll your
Ooh.
die real quick.
And that's a 1. So when you roll, so Mark, so in case you're running for the game first time, if you fail, roll your roll of Mark's apparel. You have to either meet it or get over it. I met it, so I actually clear the mark I just got, which is a good thing.
Not only that, you succeed in what you were trying to do. Because I was going to have you fail and be whipped up into all of this revelry, kind of against your will.
Oh. Oof.
Or you could choose to still let that happen if you want, but you have more control over how it happens. Are you pulling out?
He just wants to be in the outside looking in, so he's trying to be like, just keep himself to the side.
Okay. So in that moment, with that kind of bounce back, as he's walking with you, Alfie kind of realizes that there's a certain level of discomfort in what he's doing to you, and he just kind of stops. My pardon, your lordship. Your dukeship. No offense meant.
It's okay. It's okay. I get it. I understand. You've been having fun.
Your family has helped many a people here. Not only with the factory, but with the work that your family does, the trust your late lady mother set up to help, women and children of this area. There are many who feel they owe you a great service, sir. When you are in better spirits, many an evening are quite frivolous. When you are in better spirits, and if you find yourself with the time, the people of Whitechapel would love to see you in your dukeship.
Thank you. He's trying not to. He's a little choked up, so he's like clear.
Yeah.
So like, sorry, the weather. It's a little bit of allergies tonight. Just been
That's
up,
understandable, sir. On your way out, though, sir, he does reach. He does make a hand motion, and someone hands him like a baked hand pie for the road, sir. It's a bit of a ways back to Angel Crest. I insist. It's actually the eel that you caught us earlier. That we caught when you were nearby earlier. Thought you might want to at least try and see what we were doing with it.
Okay, I mean, can't yes, I can't say no to that. So I definitely will give it a few bites at least.
Appreciate that. So you have blessed
thank you.
Blessing upon your family. So.
And I will stop by. I do want to order some more because there are some people I would love to try Grail. You guys are doing a really good job, and I'm so thankful that I played such a small part in it that's been able to help you guys. So
small parts, sir. If you see him just kind of stop for a second. When you come down and visit us in truth, sir, I'm going to show you why that's a funny thing to say to one of us.
Well, no matter what I've done, you guys have been the hard work. It's your sweat it's your strength that has built it up. So, but if I do come back, if I bring some people, will that be
Of
okay?
course, sir. If they're the guests of Duke Brun will always be welcome around here.
Lovely. All right. Well, have a safe night and enjoy. I look forward to seeing you again. And put leave on my hand and give a firm handshake.
Yep. He returns it. He has very calloused hands. These are
Working
hands
hands.
of someone who's worked, not just hard work, and a lot of it, but they're not scarred. They're not cracked. They're calloused, but they're taken care of. No one is lean. No one looks hungry. No one looks overly dirty. There's only so much clean you're going to get given the area to a certain extent. But no one looks like they're living in destitution or filth. And you make your way back to your carriage.
And he takes a moment to absorb that soul, kind of stand off. Like he stands like probably 10 minutes just staring at it, just watching it, watching the
You
people.
see that Alfie's kind of spoken to a couple people, and they kind of make sure no one gets too close to you. You're allowed to kind of observe from a distance.
Yeah, but take a bite of the pie, and then I kind of walk back.
It's really good. There's actually a lot of seasonings in it. It's not. It's kind of like if a jerk seasoning meant like a South Indian curry.
Okay. Wow. His taste buds are wow. At least something good happened tonight. His taste buds are on like a whole journey.
And you can tell like there's potato, there's pea, this kind of vegetable mash is kind of going down, and the eels are just thrown in there. The eel was like cleaned and then grilled and then fried. They're like a multi-step thing that went into the sandpie. The texture is really flaky on the fish, on the eel on the inside. It's not slimy. It's not chewy. It's a really good bite of hand pie.
And as I'm enjoying all those flavors, there is like just like a slight point when I just think of the tentacle in the water. So like kind of just like that sharpness and kind of take like a couple deep breaths and then then I make it back to the carriage.
Yeah. All right then, sir.
Yes. Yep. More than all right. But I need to be home rather quick. I have one last meeting before I go to bed.
You sure, sir? We're expecting someone so late in the evening. He pulls out. He's speaking to you through the carriage as he's pulling away.
Yeah, just
you see, he has the driver's slot open. He's calling back to you as he's driving you home. Should I keep the front gate unlocked then for you, sir?
No, it'll get taken care of.
As you said.
But anyway, so you need to. Have you ever tried this ale before? It's by I'll say because it did. What's the name of his ale? It's like just not his. Is his family name?
So he just said his name was Alfie Brewer, and that his family made the ale. Oh, if it's from the Guild of Caths, I promise you, I take it. I'm from Whitechapel originally.
Oh, I should know things like that.
I was able to get my certifications as a hacker because of the trust your mother set up.
Looks down at that again. Just yes. She did so many good things, but
you do as well, sir. I don't know if you give yourself enough credit for it.
And it's easy when
if
you're
bored if you don't mind me saying, of course.
I know I don't, but thank you though. I appreciate the kind words, and you've done a fantastic job, by the way.
Recommendation, my lord. Next time we go down to Whitechapel, he there's no one there. He kind of turns and looks at you a little bit, kind of motions to the top hat, the mask, the silken coat, and all of that.
I don't look splendid.
You look resplendent, sir. That might be the issue. We'll drill. I think that I had an older brother about your size before he shipped off to war. I have some of his decent clothes that would probably fit you. Blend in a little bit so no one looks at you too funny while we're down there.
Okay. Only if I can pay you for it, though. So, but yes, I may.
If you desire, sir, we can make that happen.
Oh, I do desire. Thank
And you kind of relax. Are you just like reclining? Are you resting? What are you doing on the drive back?
I think just kind of.
Do you fall asleep? It's about
Oh,
a
man.
35-minute carriage drive from Whitechapel to Angels Crest.
Can I roll for it to see if I fall
You
asleep?
can roll for it.
Because I
Let's
think he's
do a
gonna.
vigor roll. Let's do a vigor roll for this one.
Mm-hmm. Because I don't think he wants to, but
Right.
yeah. Vigor. No, that's a 4. So yeah, I tried. Like it's a whole
Okay,
like
take your
tried
mark, roll your die. Take your mark, roll your die. Because you never know. You
6, so
can
like
get that
yeah,
one again.
marks of but still. So I try so hard, but like just the monotony and the feeling of it lulls me to sleep.
You are back on the ship again. There is music playing, and Felicity is dancing by herself on the deck of the ship. And the claw comes up, and the claw comes down, and you wake up, and you are, as Theodore's kind of he's like, "We're here, sir."
And I think when he wakes up, he yells Felicity, like he yells like so loud, like he just yells, just Felicity.
You all right, sir?
And then he just takes everything, and he's like his eyes just kind of like slowly come down a bit. It's oh yes, it's getting older, you know. Sometimes these eel just dreams, and it's
eel dreams.
I gotta.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. The eel dreams, sir. Of course.
Yes.
We're back at the estate, sir.
Okay.
You see he actually has the door open, and he's kind of like he was reaching in to shake on you when you woke with the start. If you don't mind me saying so, sir, bit of warm milk and with a little bit of ginger, and it's what my mother always gave for bad dreams.
Yes. I don't think one's ever too old for a remedy like that, so I appreciate that.
I'll go ahead and take care of the carriages and make sure that the grounds are secured for the evening.
Thank you, Theodore. Thank you.
Is she important to you, sir? To call someone's name like that.
I don't. If she
It's
was,
not my business.
I don't.
apologize,
No,
sir.
it's okay. But I'll say this: she's someone who might not deserve. Who I don't deserve is to be important to me. She's amazing.
Sir, if I might be so bold, I don't know if that's your decision to make, if what a woman wants or not.
That's true, but after tonight, I think the decision's been. I think it's been made. But
so long as one breathes, sir, one has hope.
Are you seeing anyone though? What about
I
you?
am happily. My wedding is in January, sir.
Oh, I mean, am I? That's. I mean, if I showed up, would that be?
I would be so. So you seem like I was like, sir, I would be so honored if you did it. If you wish for details, I can make sure that your man gets them in regards to it. But I would be quite honored if you did show up for it.
I can definitely do that. All right. Well, get some milk and ginger and a meeting to attend, but I'll see you around, Theodore.
Of course, sir. Nods his head, and you kind of leave him there. You see him. He's kind of stroking out some of the mane on the horse a little bit as he's getting ready to pull the horse and carriage into the carriage house. Oh, hear that? Hear that, chest? I am gonna have a duke at my wedding. He kind of, pats down the horse's side a little bit as he just leads the horse and carriage over to the carriage house as you make your way inside.
And then, so I go straight inside
It
and I try
is-
to avoid. Oh yes, keep going. I'm sorry.
It is about 11:15. You have an hour and 45 minutes until your guest is supposed to arrive.
So I go inside. I warm some milk, chop up some ginger, kind of free making the recipe. I'm not sure how you make it, but I'm like,
Right.
okay, gonna mince some ginger.
Can't be that hard. Can't be that
I
hard.
can't. I'll
So
take it.
do me a
I'll
favor.
take a tea. I'm gonna take a strainer because I think you'd have one.
Okay.
Take a strainer, chop the ginger, put in the strainer, let it go into the warm milk
In the
to kind
milk,
of.
in the warm milk.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Do me a favor. Roll me a straight d6. There's no marks of peril on this. Just roll me a straight d6 real quick.
And that is a 1.
The smell of the now scalded milk is enough to draw Nathaniel into the kitchen. Sir, what are you trying to do, if you don't mind me ask?
Making, just just trying to make some ginger milk tea. My thoughts just got. I let it sit too long.
He motions for you to sit on the other side of the kitchen table. He pulls down another pot. He dumps out the liquid mixture on the liquid from the pot, and you see just the layer of black from the milk solids that burnt. Puts it down there, puts some water inside, puts it to the side for the scullery made in the morning.
Supposed to be that way. It's special recipe.
not, sir. It's
Okay. I think I
of course.
know Nate. I think I would know, but okay.
Of course, my dear dude. You are of course correct in these matters, as you are in all things, sir. As you see him, he looks at the ginger and kind of like he actually nods his head as how you cut the ginger. As he takes the ginger, he puts a little bit of chamomile tea on top of the ginger, puts that into a mug on the side. You see him get a pot, he fills it up with milk, controls the heat a little bit better than you as he's cooking. It's not often you're one to find your way into your own kitchen, sir, or require some sort of aid to sleep with. Is all well. He's not looking at you. He's focusing on...
He goes to lie, but like this is like brother, so it's just like in the moment, it's like
This is Nate.
It's not, but I mean, eventually, either it'll settle or not. But it is what it is.
May I be as bold as to ask?
It's nothing. It's nothing.
dear,
It's just
My You see him stop and moves it to the side. He turns looking at you. Patrick, I've been your confidant since you were 12 and I was 15. This is bothering you. You know I will not judge you, no matter what it be. You don't have to tell me now. He turns back and he's like, you don't have to tell me now, sir. And you don't have to tell me if you truly don't wish to. He goes and he pours the properly warmed milk right over the top of the chamomile and ginger, dips the strainer in further in, puts it to the side and takes one of the tea timers over on the side and flips it to the table in front of you. You know, when it runs out, it's been properly steeped and will be time to drink it. You don't have to tell me. And I will leave you with your thoughts. My only request, sir, this is from someone who does care deeply about your wellness. Don't sit with them alone. Let someone know what's going on, even if it's not me, sir. And he taps your hand softly twice and makes his way out of the kitchen, leaving you alone with
Before he does, like I get up and I give him like a quick but like strong like hug, like that kind of with like the pat on the back too, like that strong kind of pat.
Yeah, He takes it, he pats you back and pulls back, and you see that he is in his nightwear, and he wipes on his friend a little bit. Now then, sir, I will leave you to your beverage.
Thank
There
you.
is
And no
a
one will
meeting
believe you that happened, so no one will believe you, by the way.
I
No
would
one.
never dare betray your intimacy in such a fashion, sir.
Hmm.
That you do have meetings tomorrow to talk about spice trades with two of the merchant guild and the Farrers Union and the Farrers Guild to handle distribution from sugarcane from the docks to the sugar factory. So you do have meetings tomorrow, sir. I've gone ahead and cleared off most of your schedule for that. You'll be over in
Perfect.
Whitechapel for a good portion of the day.
Perfect. I'll be ready. I won't be up. Not doing too much. Just one more thing I got to do before I go to sleep. So, but I'm heading to bed
Of course,
shortly.
sir. Of course, sir. And he departs. Meanwhile, as you sip your tea waiting for it to be time, the four of you have separated, the two of you going to one estate, the other two going to their own individual estates on Angel's Crest. Yes, sir, for Mr. AP, sir.
I think Arthur would ask Jonathan when he gets inside the carriage, or he'd hand him the mask and then ask him for his hat. So that
He
way
gets
he
it.
can have it. He puts it on.
Better,
Jonathan,
sir?
Yes. I have a question.
Yes,
for you.
sir.
How far is our estate from here?
Distance-wise?
If I was to
12
walk,
12 and a
how
half
far?
miles. At your pace, how I've seen you do your walks in the mornings when you feel like you need motion, I would say it would probably take you quite a time, actually. We're not very close. Why do you ask?
Well, I was thinking I would like to walk home this evening. After that last dance, I'm feeling hotter than a stolen tamale. So I think it'd be nice to have a nice, cool evening walk.
Dare I ask, sir, what is a tamale?
It's something in the Americas. Let's leave it at that. All right. So
Fair enough.
perhaps not here, but maybe a little bit further in. I might get out and walk a little bit.
Might I recommend when we hit the edge of Angel's Crest, sir, that'll give you probably about a good 15-20 minute walk from
That
the
sounds
shopping
good.
streets to the estate.
Sounds wonderful, Jonathan.
And you guys are going, and it takes you guys about 30 minutes to get there. He asks you about the ball, he asks you about if you enjoyed yourself, all the usual things that someone who cares about your well-being would do.
Well, I had a wonderful time, Jonathan, and I'm believing that maybe we should host one soon.
You see his face just light up. Sir, he reaches forwards and taps your knee. I've been hoping that attending these events, what it is, the Blackwoods used to host one of the premier events of the Yule season. Might I recommend we send out invitations post-haste?
I think that is a wonderful idea. Perhaps we can talk to Mrs. Douglas or Miss Douglas and see if she can provide some fine scotch for our guests that evening.
Oh, well,
amongst other things, but I think we
amongst
should
other
definitely
things,
have some of
but
this.
we do have some trade relations with the Douglas with the March of Douglas. There are a couple of very very well regarded distilleries up in that area. I'm quite sure that if we asked Ms. Douglas for a recommendation, she'd happily point us to a couple of higher end distilleries for just such an occasion.
Now I will let you handle most of the arrangements of who can come, but I would
Of
like
course,
to
sir.
have at least 2 invitations given to me that I may give to certain individuals directly.
So you may have however many invitations you wish to give directly. That's not the issue. So long as certain people are in attendance, I don't care who you invite, sir.
Well, those certain people should definitely be there. Now I will leave that to you. You know this much better than I do. I trust your judgment.
I'll have to invoke Thorn's assistance to get these out in a timely manner, but he still has penance to pay to me, so that shall be fine.
Thank you.
And as you guys kind of pull up to the break where you see Huntsman and Downing, you see Madame K's dress shop, you see many of the shops that you've been introduced with over your recent tenure in to Angel's Crest, some of which that are starting to feel a little homey to you to a certain degree. You do see that Nigel takes his hand, knocks on the top of the roof, the carriage pulls to a stop. The footman opens the door for you, and in the process of the door opening, the footstep down pops out of the carriage.
And as I start to step down, I'll turn around and hand my flask to Jonathan. I don't need this for my walk.
He's a little concerned as he takes that from you. You see him suddenly shake to see if it's empty or not.
It's not empty. There's still some in there.
He gives you just this. Of course,
I
sir.
need to be sober. I need to be sober for my walk.
Of course, sir.
Sober-ish. I did drink earlier.
As you say, he nods his head as the door closes. The footman hops back up on top and pulls away.
And as he does, I will pull out a cigarette, light it, smoke, and when they're far enough away, I'll step into the alley and I'll say, "Good fellow."
And you see no longer in the humanoid form with the cat mask, but back into the form of a proper cat. Goodfellow walks out, shakes his fur, sits and looks up at you with purple eyes.
How was your evening? I saw your last dance. It looked like you had a wonderful time.
I had a fantastic time, sir.
Well, you should know that I'm planning on hosting a ball, and I plan to give an invitation to you and our wonderful Morphia.
That is a truly kind gesture, sir. I appreciate your hospitality.
Well, you've been good to me and my friends, so the least I could do is make sure you have a good time.
I try. I tried to be. The rules allow me to only get away with so much. I wish I could help more. What?
Well, you could.
We could, but we can only do what we can do.
Well, I have an idea. I know that Miss Douglas is going home to deal with her sister, check on her. I'm sure Cadman is having a wonderful time thinking about his evening. I'm not so sure about Felicity, but she's with her brother. He can handle it. And the Duke has gone home early. But there is something
I saw that.
There's something.
He's already waiting. He's already waiting in the Blackwood tree for us both, sir. Whenever you're ready.
Could you escort me there? I didn't really want Jonathan to know about me dealing with this.
Of course, sir. You see him walking into a shadow, his tail flipping, motioning for you to follow him.
And at this point, it's just like normalcy for me. So I'm not like, whoa, I just walk right into the shadow. And as I do,
and it's
flick the cigarette out as I'm leaving.
It's such an odd feeling. It's not hot. It's not cold. It's nothing. It is the feeling of nothing permeating around you, filling you for just a moment. As you step in through the shadow and you step out of a shadow, and there, tied down to a chair, is Fallow. His head still lolled forward, still unconscious. I've been keeping him asleep. I didn't want him to cause any sort of a ruckus for you, sir.
Well, is there any way to silence the area around us so he can't be too loud? Don't want to scare the staff outside this room.
You're Blackwood. Magic runs in your blood. Do you not know how to cast a silencing charm?
Well, nobody's taught me this yet. I would love to learn. If you can't teach me without a thing, then show me where I can go learn it myself.
You are within the Blackwood tree, and you see that as he says that, you realize that it's not just the doors in the back. There is shelves and desks. This is a study. This is the culmination of the Blackwood lore of Magica within.
Yeah. I always wanted to be a street magician. Perhaps I could start learning.
I believe we can do a bit more than a conjure of cheap tricks and a shower of illusions, sir. As he walks over, you see him kind of looking from the ground level at different memoirs, and you see him kind of walk behind a pillar and walking back out, similar to the masquerade form, but now it's an upright cat, walking on its hind legs, a pair of boots on, as one of his ears is flicking. As he reaches up with a paw, and you see him kind of grab a book, pull it off, and put it on the table, flipping it open for you.
I'm looking at that. That's the most impressive thing I've ever seen. A cat grabbing something with no thumb and like moving it. Like,
you see him kind of turn his paw over, and you see him unfurl the paws, and you see there's an additional paw on there.
Yeah. Well, let's take a quick look at this, and I'll go through it and see if I can cast a silence spell in the area.
There is, and you have everything you kind of need as you look around, and Goodfellow kind of helps you as you figure out, okay, so this is what mugwort looks like. Oh, so this is what this. Oh, Eye of Newt means poppy seed. As you kind of figure out all these different things, and you get everything you need together, and you cast the spell. There's a glow across the inside of the room, as certain runes that you didn't see before that were carved into the inside of the space glow for a moment. First brighter, and then back out to a small, low, thrumming violet.
It'll do work.
I believe so.
Good. Go ahead and wake our fine gentleman guest here.
Goodfellow just nods, walks over, pads over, and as he kind of circles around the chair that Pharaoh was kind of lulled in, as you see him kind of shifting back into the four-legged cat form, as he goes once, twice, thrice around. And as he completes that third loop, Pharaoh just kind of, what happened?
And as he does that,
Who the Sam Hill are you?
I put my hat on the table. Pharaoh,
Yes?
you know where you're at? You know you came to London?
I was supposed to be coming to England. I was hired to do a series of gun shows. Where in Sam Hill am I?
So you don't remember nothing.
He looks at you. I know you.
Where do you know me from?
You was at Gettysburg.
Fortunately, we both were.
We didn't see each other there, though. I know. I've always wondered what the anonymous Captain Blackwood looked like, but if I might be so bold, sir, you are not the figure I was expecting to see. You see, kind of shifting around.
Am I shorter than you expected?
Nah. About as ugly, but that's about it.
Yeah, well, I have to agree that the rumors of what you look like did not disappoint. Pretty nasty.
Yeah, you know what they say. You see him kind of shifting against the restraints again. Us old war dogs.
Listen, I'm not
Insides match the outside.
Listen, you're not here because of what happened then. So if you're worried that I'm here to kill you, that's not my plan.
Then why am I restrained in a chair in such a manner in which that my ability to do anything for myself is deeply hindered?
I pull out the Emperor card. Have you seen this?
Yes.
Do you remember this?
Fortune teller's trick.
What do you mean, fortune teller's trick?
No, I was getting ready to go on my way for I had my group together for the gun show. We was looking for a final act to do us together, and this old man comes wandering in saying he could see the future in the cards and some cockamamie smoke signals and goat entrails. That kind of hooey.
That's nasty.
It is. I wasn't going to have no man cut a goat open part of his act on my show. You said he could try doing it with cards instead, and dealt out cards and said that one had a resonance with me.
What happened?
Fucking went to sleep and woke up and here I am. What day is it, sir?
I'll tell him whatever the day is. It's you've been in London for several days at this point.
I've lost 3 months of time.
Well, I don't know how long you've lost, but if that's what you remember, then I would assume so. And the reason why you're restrained is because of what happened during that time that you cannot remember.
Hold on.
Let's just
Wait.
say,
Can someone please untie my arms?
I will look down at my good friend Goodfellow, and I'll be like,
He looks down at Goodfellow also.
I go, Goodfellow. Think we can
Yes, sir.
trust his word? You think we can trust his words?
Well, you see Goodfellow's eyes go. I was like, is that you? Whoever knocked me out must have hit my head harder than a 10-pound sack, because I'm hearing an animal talk, sir.
Yes, you are. Welcome to London.
I want to go home. If that's not too much of a trouble, then.
Well, I'm.
And Goodfellow
not.
kind of looks up at you. I think that he was about as used as Felicity as Lady Douglas's sister was, sir.
Well, I mean,
Shall I cut his? At least give him an arm.
Yeah. If you trust his words, then I'm for giving him an arm.
Fair enough.
And then as he's starting to untie it, I will take my revolver and put it on the table, and I say very plainly, now, sir, I'm trusting you and your word at this moment. And this gun here on the table has nothing to do with Gettysburg, but with your actions this past evening. And me
what actions? No offense to you, sir.
If you turn out to be lying to me, I will have no qualms with putting you down for good. Do I make myself clear?
Crystal, sir, but if this is about the duels that I've had with individuals from the war, I was never one to begin those conflicts.
I don't care about your duels. This has nothing to do with the duels. Besides, the one we had last night, I won. So.
Now, see here, sir, and as you know, Goodfellow uses a claw.
Who won the fight last night, me or him?
You kicked his ass quite soundly, sir.
Thank you. There you have it. Would you like a smoke? And I'll hand him a smoke if he wants one.
Yes, please. As he takes a cigarette and leans forward for it because he can't work a matchbook right now, or a lighter.
Yeah, well, I would
because lighters actually
with the stuff I've been studying. Could I use magic in front of him just to light the cigarette, like a little?
You know what you saw in there as you were flipping through. You saw, and it was really just knowledge and a hand gesture.
Yeah,
and it's being able to snap from your ring finger, and if you can hit all three fingers just right, it can generate a spark. It takes you 2 or 3 tries, but
like trying to get those lighters, you're like
yeah. But he's looking here, and as you like, he's like,
I'm new to this.
I don't know if I like England that much. He says as he leans forward the cigarette.
On you. When I first arrived, I wasn't sure either, but it does grow on you.
Like mold grows on a corpse, maybe?
Yeah, sometimes. Some parts of it, maybe. But not all of it. Some of it's like a beautiful flower.
Alright, so this alleged duel that I had with you, that you were talking cat, is the only person that I have at this moment to verify. And you see Goodfellow kind of bristle at being called your talking cat.
Well, I must correct you, sir. The Goodfellow belongs to no man here. Goodfellow was his own being. He's a friend and a confidant.
And I count you among mine, Templar. I appreciate that.
And I guess we'll have a little
No.
bit more of a talk, but unless there's something big, I want to give everybody else a chance to do their stuff too. I don't want to hog the whole limelight.
Yeah, no. So yeah, you kind of finish the cigarette with him. By the end of the conversation, you have him entirely untied. Um, you guys talk a little bit about life for a soldier since the war in general. There are some things that only someone else from that war period would be able to talk to another person from that war from. And you learn a little about Pharaoh's life. Pharaoh learns a little bit about your life. He's still very confused about what's going on, but he's an asshole, but he's not
Well, I am
a
too.
horrible, but he's not a horrible, he's not a good guy, but he's not a horrid person.
Yeah. War does that to people, though. So
Right.
I'll end it with this, good fellow. I don't think this
Yes,
man
sir.
could probably leave London very easily with what happened last night. Perhaps, if you're willing, you could maybe escort him back to the Americas.
I can't do the Americas, but I can get him to. Let me speak to Lady Morphia tonight, and we'll see what we can do about alleviating some of the pressures that would be around him.
And also, my dear friend Pharaoh here, I would suggest to you, sir, stay away from strange fortune tellers who offer you cards in the future.
Agreed on that one, sir. Appreciate your hospitality. Good fellow. You said you reminded who my people. I can, sir. I'd like to that very much, please. Good folks kind of nods his head and walks out with Pharaoh, kind of closing off your scene with him. Cadman, Felicity.
Yeah, I believe we're probably have like a carriage ride back home, or if
Mhm.
it's
Are
Yeah.
there any words or discussions happening over that carriage ride?
there's probably, I mean, I would imagine there's some awkward silence for a little bit.
Yeah, Felicity just gets into the carriage and smooths out her skirt and looks out the window.
Yeah,
You know?
there's some unsettling silence until, dear sister,
About that.
do you want to talk?
And there's apprehension on her face. You know her really well, so she seems oddly calm for a situation that should be really upsetting to her. And she says, "No, not really. I will say this, the course of true love never did run smooth. That's all there is to it." Patrick said he didn't want to dance with me and he wanted to remain friends, and so I'll have to just a small shrug. Just have to accept that.
Did he give you any reason or words for denial?
Not particularly. He just said that we were children once and we're adults now, so I suppose that means he... Sorry, I seem like... Gosh, I suppose that just... I don't know, maybe he just outgrew me.
Sister! Don't say such things.
Well, how am I
Yes.
to interpret this?
Well, now that I don't see your feelings as anything close is childish.
She puts her hand on your knee. Thank you, brother. That means so much to me. I'm not really sure how to feel about any of it, to be honest. She just starts to like kind of play with her, the little like frills of her dress and.
Not where I'll levy this situation.
No, it's not. If Badrick made his choice, that's fine. Well, I don't want you to bully him into liking me. If it does,
It's not about bullying, it's about the principle of it.
Very well, I suppose I couldn't stop you anyway. So how was the Devonshires?
Oh, yeah. Yes, well, I kept a close eye on her.
I noticed.
And I will be seeing Bianca again. She invited me to a fundraising event. I did get that right. Right? It was for like an orphanage, I believe.
It's basically it was more just like to meet the orphans.
Meet the orphanage. Yeah.
Fundraising. Yes, of course, fundraising.
Yes.
What else would one be doing?
Yes, I mean, we've talked about it at length. Now I could catch her in the act.
Yes, our long-held opinion of them will finally be brought to the forefront. I'm sure once you've revealed the true nature of the Devonshires, Georgiana will be all yours.
Oh. Yes.
Roll me an etiquette roll, both of you.
With advantage or
With
just straight?
Well, you both have advantage, so just roll it straight.
Okay. Sounds good. Very appropriate. I rolled a 7.
Take your mark of peril. Roll your die.
4.
Take your mark of
What dice are you
peril.
rolling? What dice are you rolling, by the way, though?
Ah, yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
am the Hussar, and I'm rolling the D8.
I am the premier. Sorry, and I'm rolling the D4. It's really tiny, I'm sorry. It's big. That is a 4.
Okay, so yeah, you don't. You're kind of wrapped up in the frustrations of what's going on, Cadman.
Yep. I rolled a 3 on my mark of peril, so I have 1 mark.
Okay. So yeah, neither of you cleared it, so you both have the 1 mark. You both failed your okay. You both failed the etiquette roll. So like
Very appropriate,
the coachman just kind of like snorts from outside at Cadman's blatant lie and Felicity's, due to the mounting frustrations, inability to for once read Cadman.
Gerald! Some decency, please!
Of course, sir. Those fly in my throat, sir. That's all. Many apologies.
I like closed the little door, but like, you could probably still hear from it.
Little snap. Right, yeah. And you guys finish off the ride in a little bit of, with Geralt kind of breaking the ice between you a little bit with the snort, and Cadman's a little bit of foolery, and all of this kind of breaks the tension just a little bit as you guys continue home. And when you get home, Albert is sipping on a port, looking at the fires in the drawing room. He just kind of nods his head absently to the two of you as you enter into the house.
I
Yeah, like our rooms are pretty close together. So like before retiring,
It,
admin would look towards you as you're walking to your room, about to say something, and then just is at a loss and just walks into his bedroom.
and nice. Felicity will sort of. Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm gonna see what she does. Okay, it was odds. Okay, so she'll we'll say that moment was at like the foot of the stairs to determine where we were going, and you go upstairs, and Felicity just like sensing that awkwardness is like, I'm not about that, and goes to talk to Albert.
and Albert is port glass in hand, rolling it, stirring it, just letting it roll in his hand a little absently. Stares into the fire.
Did you enjoy the did he go to the ball?
He did not go to the ball.
Did you enjoy your evening, Albert?
Being honest, dear sister, I've not, but there were important things to be done. My regiment had a dinner to honor those of us who fell. So,
Oh.
it was a night of ill memories, unfortunately.
She sits next to him and like takes and she sits next to him. I'm so sorry. Is there anything I can get you?
No, my dear sister, your presence is solemn enough. I greatly appreciate it. How was your evening?
Well, it was
He
eventful.
he looks at you and then offers you the port he was drinking. And then goes and pours himself another glass of port.
She takes the port and like I feel like she hasn't had anything like this before. Like maybe she's had like dessert wines.
So this is pretty similar to that. It is a little bit thicker. It's a little bit more viscous.
Okay.
It has caramel and like stone fruit notes to it. It's sweet.
Okay.
It's not a dry port. So yeah, it'd be something. It's something I think that like once she gets a taste for it, Felicity would not be against the flavor of.
Okay. Yeah. She like tentatively takes a sip and goes, "Oh, that's actually quite nice." Like,
isn't it?
Delightful. I didn't think I don't know where to begin. I had no idea port could be so delightful and caramel.
It was a flavor I've gotten a taste from in officers' school. It's not an Isle Scotch, mind you, but not every salve needs a salty. Not everyone needs a salt-covered salve for that.
Need not.
But no, you look like you had an evening not too dissimilar from mine in certain ways.
Well, I had eventful evening of dancing, of course. I had very good dancers, and I had very good partners.
I'd ask you who it was, but with it being a masquerade, you couldn't tell me.
No, I was not familiar with those whom I danced with. Perhaps I've met them before, but I shan't know.
Did you get a dance from someone you've been wishing a dance from?
No.
I am so sorry, sister.
Well, I mean, you know me too well to hide things from you, dear brother. I'm sure you've noticed my affections for Patrick.
He's a good man. He'd be a very, very, very fitting match. You'd be a very fetching couple.
Well, let's suppose he doesn't agree. So
You see him kind of just like stop and look at you for a second. Excuse me. What?
I suggested that we might dance, and he said no, and it was very awkward. And
What was the context for this?
well, we were the only two who had not parted off amongst our collection of friends, and the others
Mhm.
had tried to set us up to dance together.
Before you do anything drastic, there are some men who don't appreciate being pressured into situations. It could be that given what was going on and what had happened, the idea for him dancing for you could come across as pity, which, if his feelings for you are as true as they are for him, would you ask for him to dance with you out of pity?
No, of course not.
Have you thought about what if his feelings were coming from the same place when he made his statement of a no?
I don't know what to think about it, to be honest. I suppose that's a possibility. But he seemed
Did he
quite.
have other words for you?
He certainly, from my interpretation, he summed it up as we are no longer children and should not act as such. So perhaps his childhood affections are faded.
If so, he is a fool and an idiot. Any man of any station, from a prince to a pauper, would be lucky to have you at their side.
Thank you, Albert. It's very nice to hear. I admit my pride was wounded in the rejection.
Don't do what feels right for your. And if Duke Brown was fool enough to turn you into an image of childish delusion and fantasy, more fool him. And if he says it is time to move on and be adults, I would happily help you find a perfect match to court you.
Oh, with Catman being matched, perhaps I should look more seriously.
It doesn't have to be a bad thing. One of the benefits of your position we can focus on finding you a true love match. It does not have to be one of gain for the family. It doesn't have to be one of position. We can find someone who values you and treasures you like you deserve to be done, and someone who will give you the space to be as strong as you know you are on the inside.
She just like tears up a little bit. It's like, oh, I think so.
I know so. You are Felicity Fairfax, Premier Chair of the London Philharmonic. You have finished a full Oxford education. You are of impeccable breeding and manner. You are the envy of all on the dance floor. You are a diamond, my dear sister, as our mother was before you.
She touches her mom's memento necklace.
Yeah. You said you had enjoyable dances. Why don't we find out who one of them, or maybe one of them will be a good match for you?
Perhaps when they might. Who knows?
Well, can you just, he kind of leans back and, as they're kind of zooming out, he's asking you to describe these gentlemen to you. See if he can't, he has his regimen at his disposal. Let's see if he wants to put them to use. If some man is going to break your heart like that, he wants to make it so that the next time you are seen in public, you are in a position to make him grovel like the rake that he is for forgiveness.
Oh, so there's about like a couple of thoughts going through Felicity's head. She's like, "Oh, well, both of the men I danced with were Fae, so I can't exactly say that." She's like,
I mean, the Isle of Skye is a Scottish county. He might believe you when you say that.
Okay,
Don't actually say that. Hold on, wait, I'm not telling you don't actually say that. Wait a second.
she's like, she really considers it for a minute, and then she's like, "It's Albert. No, that's not gonna work." Well, they were tall, and
okay.
well, the
What were they
mask.
dressed as? What were they dressed as?
One was in a black suit, very well fitted to him, and the other was, I think they were both wearing black suits. And one was wearing a cat mask, and the other, at this point, she's like, well, he's not going to find them, so she just describes their outfits.
And we're going to pull back on that Cadman. You make your way up the stairs, and you stop to look behind you, and then you hear Felicity talking to Albert. Do you go back down and drop Eves, or do you continue up to your room?
I continue to my room.
Okay. You go up.
So I pour a small thing of brandy for myself, but I sit at my writing desk and I begin writing. And
you are going to message me who separately.
Yeah.
And we're going to use that later.
Yeah. And after I finish writing my letter, I just look at my pocket watch, look at the back, I see the 0. And I give a sigh and I'm like, if only you know your value. And take a sip. And that's my night.
Beatrice.
When we recovered Felicity, her mind is just jetted back to getting home to her sister. So even though for a moment, even before leaving, she looks at both Cadman and Felicity. And there's a moment where she, like an air of wanting to be a big sister to them for a moment. Because
you
of
have
what
your
she
actual
told.
Sister. You're right. Yeah.
Because she just told Cadman of his brother, and she knows something's off with Felicity, because she knows that is not an easy thing to recover from, and you are Felicity Fairfax. No. But she contains herself, realizes they have their family. I have to tend to my own. So she rushes off to her carriage and goes off.
Yep. And you make it home. And your lady's maid is waiting for you, kind of a little bit perturbed. She's actually pacing on the, she's pacing in front of right inside the foyer as you enter into the house.
Izzy, what is going on?
Your sister's been found. A man in a black, very fetching man, actually, in a black cat mask, dropped her off. Said that she needed to be made comfortable in her room.
Is she all right? Is she asleep?
She was asleep last I checked.
All right. And there's like sort of a sigh of relief. Please don't worry. The man you met, I know him. He's quite a good fellow.
You feel the very back of one of your locks of hair be twisted just for a moment.
If she's still asleep, let her remain so. I can speak with her in the morning. I think it's more important that she rests. We'll make sure she has.
Sister?
Millie? And I begin like darting up the stairs at the sound of my name.
Yep. And you see her kind of awake and curled in on herself, her back against the backboard, of her bed.
Oh,
The headboard of her
yes.
bed.
And I come over, and tuck my skirts in, trying to sit down on the bed and stroke her head. It's like, oh my dear Millie, are you right?
Well, I made a mistake.
A mistake?
I just wanted to help. And he said that I could help. That I could help you. That I could take something off of your list of things that need to be done. And that I could take the place of the replacement, if that makes sense to you. I could take your place as the replacement.
Sounds like you had a frightful dream.
Was it a dream? Because I remember it. I remember it had to have been a dream, though. I was dancing and I was up in the stars, looking down upon the city. It had to have been a dream, right?
You know, as our own mother and the grannies of the states would tell us, his dreams are mighty powerful. They can tell us a lot of things, a lot of information of ourselves and the worlds that we live in. Do you still have your journal in your nightstand?
You see her look really concerned when you bring up her journal that she thought she had hidden really fucking well.
I just pat her
Journal?
head. Oh, sister, we all have journals. Write down everything you remember. Look for the lessons. There's always a lesson to learn from our dreams. We can discuss it in the morning. I'll have Izzy bring you a drink to relax you. I see you're looking very pale.
Nods her head.
I give a kiss on her head and wipe her cheek a little bit.
I love you.
You have my whole heart, dear sister.
I would never do anything to harm you.
Of course.
You see her kind of sniffle a little bit. Was I around a cat recently?
There has been a cat wandering around. He's quite delightful, really. And I get up, and I'm still the full ball gown because I rushed in, and I turn and start tucking her in.
The masquerade! How was the masquerade? Did you dance with any beautiful men?
Oh, I mean, there's the usual sort, but there was a couple that were quite delightful.
You never know. One of them might finally rescue you away from this place.
Oh, you'd have no idea, dear sister. Sleep. I push her head down.
But I want to hear more about the ball.
In the morning over breakfast.
As you push her head down, her exhaustion catches up with her the rest of the way. And the second you push her head into the pillow, her eyes just close and she goes asleep.
Very good. And I quietly walk out, close the door, and I turn to Izzy. Izzy, I'm gonna stay up a little longer. I'll be in my study. Don't
You need
wake
help
up on
getting
my
out of the
gown.
gown first.
Oh yes, I'll be in my dressing gown. There's just some work I need
Let's
to
go
do.
get you out. Let's just get you out of that
Yes.
first. It's not comfortable. It can't be comfortable to sit in.
Oh no, as much as I like the train and your pick, of course. I looked quite like a mighty queen, but
You did. Yeah, as she's nodding her head, smiling to you, as she's sort of she's gathering up the train and the rest of it to make the walk from Amelia's room to your dressing room a little bit easier as she gets you out of the layers and slips you into a regular dressing robe or with a house shawl over the top of it.
And so once I'm changed over, dismiss Izzy, I dart over to the kitchen, and with a small plate, I gather a dessert from the fridge covered with a napkin. And I dart over to my study, go in. which Beatrice's study is probably the most of her ever, where she showed a lot of pride in her study or office at the Coliseum. Her study here is very reminiscent of our clubhouse. There's just materials of fantasy. There's all of her research notes of cross philosophies, mythologies, and sociologies, and psychology. Just all kinds of research, all kinds of artifacts and items, some copies of what we have at our clubhouse, others just solely for her use. But she darts in, closes the door, places the plate on the table, says, "Good fellow, your promised treat."
Me? So I'm imagining you put it down, you say that with your back to the chair in your office.
Mhm.
As you turn around, he is sitting there, back in the human form, without the mask this time.
Oh.
He has, a very Grecian skin tone of olive, curling black hair, and the amethyst eyes are swirling a little bit as he's just kind of reclining back, still in the black on black velvet from before. You do keep your words, Lady Douglas. I will give you that much.
Well, I know better than not keeping my word with a fae, and I lift up the napkin, and it is a traditional Scottish dessert, one that has been improved upon by the Queen Mary of Scots. It is salted chocolate caramel layered on a Scottish shortbread.
Oh, that is delightful.
Well, of course. Got to present the best of my home, if I'm going to promise you anything good. And I'm now walking around my space, and I'm picking off different items, a book. Though I must say, as much as you've been delightfully good to our group and me, you've also done me a terrible disservice.
I apologize.
You can't apologize for something you don't know what you did.
Oh, I can do a general apology, just in general. Fair enough. Please do let me know. What have I done to offend you in such a way? For I apologize.
Not
I apologize
offend, my dear good fellow. Not offend at all, but maybe to the offense of the one of male persuasion that's trying to win my hand. I've made it hard enough for them to earn my eye, let alone my fancy. And then you, Fae, come around with your charms and set a bar that,
Fae.
well...
We Fae?
Yes, you, Fae.
Which means that I'm not the only one. The Green Man!
You know.
I am not at liberty to disclose. I will win. He says as he breaks the brisket on the table and pops it into his mouth.
Well, if now that I know you're playing a game, then I must play proper. And I go and...
Oh, you see him stop for a moment. His eyes just locked on you as he's watching you. He's not moving. He is the epitome of a cat watching a bird flitter around an enclosure. As he's just watching you move around the room. You do know what you've said, obviously. You've said it. And you're you. You're not Cadman or Felicity or... Oh, dear Duke Brown. Did Duke Brown talk to you before he left?
No, he was very much gone. Why?
He asked to see my true face.
No. Did you warn him?
I attempted to, and I told him that I will be... he looks over at the clock, and this is after he's left to you, AP. I have about an hour and change before I will be at his residency. I will offer him one more attempt, and it will be, if he says yes, that will be his third time saying yes.
I know the rule of 3.
This is quite a good shortbread, he says as he pops another part of it into his mouth.
Isabel knows where to get it.
It's fantastic, actually.
But truly, I need to sit. I have some work to do.
Well, far be it from me. You see, he makes no measures to move. Far be it from me. He moves the plate, though, out of your way on the desk. Far be it from me to disturb you. Takes a bite of the shortcake.
Of course. And I place down the books. And what I place down in the middle is like a black mirror. And there's like a pitcher of water that was within the room that stays fresh in the room that she
You
pulls
see
over.
him, once he sees what you're putting on, he puts the plate to his side, and you see him kind of steepling his fingers as he leans forward just a little bit.
Well, I'm gonna have to test if my witchiness is truly in the blood. Divination.
I can tell you that it is if it helps.
Would you tell me if I'm a descendant of Morgan Le Fay?
You are not a descendant of Morgan Le Fay.
Damn it. Well,
Though,
it's fine.
though, the one in your blood did learn lessons from her, if that is to help your mood at all. I will not tell you which one.
That is fair. And I do appreciate the words. It fills the imagination.
And that is what's most important, is it not?
Of course.
And as you continue to prepare your things with very small quips from Goodfellow every now and then, you feel like there is, as he watches you, again, it is in the way that a cat watches a bird. And he does not interrupt, he does not interfere in any sort of fashion as he lets you work and do your things until when you are done, he sighs and puts the plate aside. My dear Lady Douglas,
Yes.
I fear that it is time that I go.
I'm gonna dread what tomorrow brings, I feel.
He looks you in the eyes, his purple eyes digging deeply, searching for something in you. What am I?
And she kind of pauses and just stares like straight back at him. You are a good fellow.
Thank you. And he walks, opens your study door, and closes it. Where is Duke Brown waiting for Goodfellow?
So he's waiting. He's at the moment as he's waiting, been kind of pacing. He sits back to his room. He still wearing the mask, and he walks into his room. He opens up the person who made the mask for, what is her name? I'm a brain fart.
Madam K.
Madam K.
Madam K.
So what he's wearing is only half of a set. He had her made a two-piece kind of thing, and so he opens the little box that she put it in for him. He takes off his mask, and inside the box you see another heart next to it, and this one fits perfectly with that heart too. And so he kind of puts it down and just looks at it and just says to himself he wishes it'd be so easy to not only find a heart but to be able to put it back together so easily. And then he closes the box and puts it back on. He puts it under his bed. Wants to keep it close, as close again to me. He's sleeping, so he finishes his as he kind of sits down in his chair and kind of finishes the milk tea, and that's beyond it's delicious. Yeah, just sits there and waits.
And you're waiting in your room, correct, for him? Or in your study?
I'll go to the study. Yeah, I'll take that to the study.
Do you light the fire in the fireplace?
No, I like it kind of dark in there. I like
Okay.
the darkness, not be able to enjoy it being
Okay,
kind of dark.
so yeah, and there you hear the study door open, and for just a moment, you think you see Beatrice's study behind as the door closes behind him and Goodfellow walks in. Pawing in on all four legs of the cat, his tail flipping a little bit, his purple eyes almost glowing in the lack of light as he sits down and looks up at you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, I guess, yeah.
We're Morrow
don't-
at this point.
True. Well, what is time?
You,
Not to
your
pry.
people invented it.
Yeah. It's. What they don't have you. They've never used time, but
Not until you put the sun on a leash and claimed it a day.
it's not at least like that. Well, what do you think of time? What do you, if you don't mind me asking?
One of the most horrible things your people ever created.
I mean,
There's never enough of it.
Oh, that's
There's
debatable.
never enough
though.
of it.
Yeah, I mean there isn't, but before there was time,
Take it
there's still
from a-
never enough
take-
of it.
Take it from an immortal. Until time was created, there was no such thing as never enough time. There were no last goodbyes or farewells cut too soon. Things happened when they happened. Time be damned. But I'm asking you one more time to please consider what you are asking me. Are you sure you want to see this?
Before I answer that, can I ask you a question before I make my answer?
Of course.
Is me seeing going to damage me in some way? I mean, is it that? Is it going to? Is it that?
You have a strong enough character to you that I don't believe it would damage you in any way other than how you might view me. It should not drive you insane if that was what you fear. Your faculties should not leave you outside of possibly momentary terror.
Well then, as someone who wants to know you better, understand you better, I mean, I hardly know myself at this point, but to know people, I feel like you'd have to see them for all their parts. Well, yeah, you know what I mean. So, yes, it looks at me in the eyes and says, "Yes, I do. I want to see the real you, and I'll reserve my judgment because no matter how you look, actions are what truly make a person. But this, I still want to see the real you."
You see him sigh and nod his head as he kind of makes his way, kind of figuring out where in here there's going to be the most amount of space. Where in the study would there be the most amount of space?
Ooh. Ooh, probably in the I'll move the desk to kind of make more space like the middle of it because there's like a little
Okay.
desk there. So move the desk, like gonna kind of clear out of space just to make like an opening in the middle away from like the books and everything else, and just so he has like the whole kind of center to himself. Do you need? Oh, I made a lot of ginger milk. If that, I see you are a little not uncomfortable, but it's actually pretty delicious. If you, I mean, cats like milk, right? So
When we're done with this, mayhaps I'll have a drink.
Mhm.
He kind of sits himself down. As he brings in, you see that these vines seem to seep out around him, coiling for a moment. You hear him starting a little bit under his breath and then a little bit louder. Swallow the sun, dance with Neth, green night's folly. Twice of oak, thrice of thorn. Havoc and sunder, let it be born. As these thorns kind of wrap around and kind of slip into his form as he swells up, becoming this mass of fur and thorn, the cat-like skull elongating, the fangs sharpening as these cracks of his body shifting, now looming over you, and he's just in this breath of deep forest and ancient.
It's too powerful.
Yeah, no.
His breath.
It
His
Look
breath
what
catches.
you've done.
From him. Hold on. Am I
You
back?
You're
Yeah.
back. You're back.
Where did I cut out?
Ancient
Okay, so yeah, you got the big description. Cool. So yeah, he kind of leans, looming over you, just these thorns just draping over his shoulders, snaking slowly around. This is what you wish to see, Duke Brown.
He lets out a shaky
You
breath.
see him
but,
kind of shift, you see him kind of flick his head, and the fireplace roars to life as you see this now full in detail. This is not of the world of man. I need you to roll me. Oh boy. Let's do a vigor to stop from passing out at just the trauma of seeing this mentally.
So I'm going to spend a Queen's Favors as a 2. I'm going to spend a
Okay.
Queen's Favor, so it starts to get to me. You see Badger start to shake, at least maintaining eye focus. How many can you spend? How many Queen's Favors? I'm like, just
One.
one.
Are we in the 2 crew?
Or so he tries, like he keeps like, so even until he passes
So
out, like he's
you
still.
will take your mark of peril. Go ahead and remember you
Oh.
have the chance to clear it.
Yeah.
So you have what, 2 marks of peril?
Yes, buddy.
You
That's
rolled-
a
you rolled your
2.
two?
That is a
Yeah,
mother
you
flipping
did.
2.
You almost pass out. You do. You
For a brief second.
You try to fight it, and for the briefest of seconds, in the process of you passing out, you hear your father's voice in your ear. You are the best parts of this family. You are the one who will be the next Duke Brown. Even if you don't believe in yourself, I believe in you.
Father, I don't care about that. I just want you around.
My dear, dear son, I am gone. But that does
I
not
know.
mean you have to also be gone. You don't have to be gone with me. And you just hear this very faint voice in your ear. Live. Live your life. And you come back from it, and you see Goodfellow still standing there, and you see worry in the depth of the voids where his eyes should be. Too much. Shall I shift
Okay.
back into a more appropriate form?
This is fine. This is fine. Unless you're not comfortable. This is. And
You
thank
see him kind of shift himself back down as he slips not back to the cat form, but to. He keeps the skull head and the humanoid body. and the thorns kind of shift into almost talberts hanging around his shoulders. Is this better?
That's either way is fine. Like I said, it did take me a little getting used to. I admit, but I don't know. It wasn't so bad.
You passed out.
Yeah, like I said, it took my brain a little getting used to, just a little bit.
I've killed lesser men in that form just by them viewing it. I wasn't going to let that happen to you, but do at least admit the traumas you've been through. If not for everything else in your life, at least admit this one.
Oh, good fellow, you think you're going to be a trauma to me? Oh, good fellow. Oh, it's close. It was close.
It was close. It was close.
It was close.
I will take the it was close.
Well,
Now
yeah,
then,
you said
you mentioned
here's
ginger
your
milk tea.
Yes,
Thank
yes, I
you,
did.
sir.
I downed mine. I downed mine. It goes
So
up really easily.
He sips his and puts it back down, as he kind of looks around. Do you mind if may I sit?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You are my guest, so.
I appreciate that. He sits and he sips his milk and he sets it aside. I worry about you more than anyone else.
Oh.
Because you don't worry about yourself near as much as you should.
Now you sound like my mother. You sound just like my mother did sometimes. I know.
What is it like having a mother?
Oh, it's the most wondrous thing. Well, I can only speak of my perspective though. I can't speak for all humanity, but my mom was she was fantastic. She didn't let me get away with anything. I mean, she loved me enough not to let me get away with anything, and I don't even know how to. It's hard to put into words what she was to me. But just loving, kind. Wait, I'm gonna run back and get a picture. One of the last ones I have of her, me a little bit older. I'm gonna grab it and just be like, here, actually, it's a fan picture of my father as well. It's just like, so it's a little like a family. One of the last family portraits that we have. So it's kind of, I mean, you can see where I get some good looks in both of them, but yeah, they were good
Family
people.
is such an odd thing for a fae. We aren't born,
Oh,
I have no mother. I have no father. We exist. And exist and exists and exists. You see him looking kind of his own with a melancholy of his own as he looks down at this picture of you and your mother and father. They loved each other very much. You can tell, he kind of motions towards the portrait. You can tell these things if you've seen enough portraits of a family. You were lucky in that regard, I think.
No, I would agree. I was more than lucky. But I know you're immortal, but I mean, can you guys not have family of your own? I mean, maybe not true family, but I mean, I don't know. Who's to say what a true family is?
Only if one is lucky enough to catch the heart of a one.
And I've taken you caught in one before. If memory serves me correct, you said.
I didn't catch it. I didn't catch her heart. But she got with the man that she was supposed to get with, which was and is enough. Maybe this time will be different, he says as he takes a sip of his milk tea, putting it to the side.
Oh boy.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
I
about
saw
it.
you. Okay. Okay.
You
like,
saw
is it, like,
what, sir?
Patrick's eye just like kind of like just
You
get that
saw
squint, just
what,
like,
sir? There's an insinuation in your eyes that I don't find I'm a fan of.
I'm just sleepy, that's all. Sometimes when humans' eyes get tired, they get a little lower. That's all.
And sometimes when human eyes gets tired, their lies become more blatant. Sorry.
I mean, lying. I mean, it was an open dance in an open room, and you weren't hiding anything. You were just dancing with,
I danced with
people.
many, and you. This is true. This is true. I danced with many women that night, sir. I don't know of whom you'd be speaking of.
Neither do I. Then there's so many. I mean,
Of course, there are so many. Only one mattered, of course, but there were so many.
Oh, well, do
You could
tell.
argue-
Well then,
I could argue too, but one of those would be poaching, and I do not poach, sir.
well, okay. I do recall, though, before you came here, there was a familiar room in the background, and I
I'm
may
not
be
at liberty
tired, but
to
I.
discuss.
Okay.
I'm not at liberty to discuss. Gentlemen and gentle fae do not discuss such things, sir.
True, even though sometimes, but I would never discuss maybe seeing someone such as the good Douglas's room. I would never discuss that because that's what we do
You
not do.
feel a thorn pressing against the side of your neck.
Oof.
What was that, sir?
Oh, I'll poke at the blood. Oh,
There is no
I
blood.
just said-
There is no blood.
oh.
There's
Oh,
there's a divot. He pulled it right before it could draw blood,
Mhm.
but there was a divot. He would never draw the
Yeah.
blood of an individual who offered him hospitality in their house.
Noted. Oh. No, no, I would never say anything of anyone's name. What are you talking about? I would
What
never.
I thought, sir. Mind your tone well.
And hopefully you will do the favor too, minding your tongue well without speaking about other people's certain lives too, then, right? Because that's, you don't like it. I don't like it when people try to, pry into who I may be or maybe not wanting. So maybe we see eye to eye on that now too.
You know your friends care about you.
Mhm.
You have many people who simply want to see you happy.
I do. And I will find it. I just need to find it my own way, whatever that way is.
Don't
Like you said,
take
if time-
too long, or you might lose your chance for it.
I know,
And
that's
something I've learned, and I learned this one twice. Once in Athens and once in France. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to find the right person to figure the rest of it out with. With that,
you see, but how can I trust this good advice coming from a Fae, though? I kid. That is.
No, I don't
no,
disagree. Everything I tell you, discern and find the meaning to. There could be 5 different meanings for the words I just gave you, sir. It's up to you to figure out what it is you believe that I say, and for you to figure out if it pertains to you or not.
That's true. And as you go, I
But-
will say this, though. I mean, time does a good job of reminding you, at least humanity, that it's not forever. So if there's anything time does well, it reminds you to, well, like you said, the moment, because who knows how long that we have. So
Appreciate it.
I'll take what you said and I'll keep that in mind. I'll put out a hand for a handshake. Thank you, good fellow.
And he does, and you see that as he does, his hand has almost they are duelist calluses. He is a man who has wielded a sword many a time. As he shakes your hand, and as he turns, you see that he's in a pair of boots, and it wasn't there when he was sitting, but there is a long foil resting on his belt as he turns and walks, opening your study door, slipping his way through and closing it behind him.
Now you use a door. Okay, well. And you said the foil was just that was on him, correct? Make sure I have it correct. It was just say
so you couldn't tell when he was walking around because of how his cloak.
Mhm.
And to be specific, the cloak looks like it comes from about 16th century France.
Okay. Okay.
It was a heavy black 2-layered. There was an upper mantle and a longer coat portion to it.
Okay. Yeah. Patrick gets up and swigs some more tea and goes to bed. He's
Goes
just
to
like,
bed. Right. It's
done.
late. It's late.
He's like, done.
All right. So, morning comes. Lady Douglas, did you sleep the previous night?
I think it was hard. Like, she did stay up in her study. She wanted to write one letter for sure. But then eventually she does the mistake of putting her head down after the letter is written and passes out.
In the study?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You wake up and there is a heavy coat around your shoulders that you do not remember having.
Alright, I sort of just touch it on my shoulder and straighten up. I look at it.
It is much too large for you. It is definitely a men's coat. But it looks to be about 150, 200 years old in style and design.
With a very furrowed brow and slightly concerned, I start to stand up and look around.
As you look around, you catch yourself in a mirror, and it looks like you're just like in a puddle of darkness with this heavy black coat around you. But yeah, there's no one else in the room with you.
So the game begins. I adjusted it off. But work first, and I double check my letters are in the outgoing tray.
You hear a knock on your door, on the study door.
Yes.
Milady,
Yes.
you might wish to check the clock.
I look at the clock.
9:15.
Izzy, why didn't you get me?
I've been trying to find you!
The study is not hard. We're in a townhouse. And I dash out the door. And then I run back, grab the letter, hand it to Izzy. I'm like, this needs to go to Felicity. And then I go back.
Nod of the head. AP,
Yes, my
have you gotten sleep, sir?
A little bit. After
Okay.
learning about the books, I stayed up learning all kinds of tricks if I could.
Do me a favor. Roll me a vigor.
Oh, Viga.
Because I want to
This is
see
something I'm-
just how many spells you've learned.
This is something I'm generally particularly good at.
This
So
is something
let's
you're
see
generally particularly good at.
how I rolled a 7.
So a 7, you learned 2 spells. I will let you pick 2 any very basic things
This
that
not
you would
including
like
the.
to be able to.
This is not including.
This
the
is
fire.
not including the fire or how to make the
Silence.
blackwood tree silent. Correct. You get to learn 2 other things using magic. They can't be like, I'm going to cast fireball. Nothing
Yeah,
ridiculous.
of
you have to
course.
do. They'd be
Um,
something. They'd be something along parlor tricks.
Okay, well, I know one of the parlor tricks I want to learn is making cards appear and disappear.
That's
If-
yeah. You get that one down pretty quick, actually.
That'll come very handy when I'm playing cards. Just playing like that. With the other one, If I could increase my physical stats for like, if I could increase my physical stats, that'd be it. But if it's something smaller, then I'm thinking maybe being able to make myself, disappear out of like eye shot of somebody, something like.
So yeah, you can figure that one out.
Not directly in front, but like more if I'm off to the side and I'm not in their
right.
Their
If someone doesn't have a clear shot on you, you've made it so it's not that it makes you disappear. It makes it so that something else catches their attention.
It's where I can slip past things or go here.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your ability to, as long as you aren't being constantly. Yeah, as long as you're being actively watched by the person who you're trying to cast this on, you can sneak past them with advantage now.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that'll be that. And the things I'm still looking into is more like increasing strength and speed and trying to see if I can combine magic with my revolver. Those are like more complicated stuff that I'm looking at.
You're seeing that combining magic with the revolver is going to be probably a better shot than trying to increase your bodily functions with stuff. From what you've been able to tell already with those books, there's a lot of danger going with self-modification with magic. There's
what's life without a little bit of danger? No.
right. So yeah, no, you get your rest, and there's a knock on your door. Sir.
Jonathan?
Yeah, it's Jonathan.
Yes, Jonathan.
Will you be having breakfast today, sir? It's already a bit later than usual for you getting up.
What time is it?
It's about 9. It's right about 9 o'clock, sir.
9 o'clock. That's about right.
Not too much.
Normally.
Not too much. Well, you've been waking earlier recently, and wanted to make sure. I'll go make sure that the cook. I'll make sure the cook has a good American breakfast waiting for you, sir.
Now that sounds delightful. I guess I'll see you downstairs. Is there any important information I need to know for the day?
I have letters for the day waiting for you at the table, sir.
Oh.
I've started making sure to put them there for you to handle in person.
That sounds like a delight.
It's not that bad, sir. There's only 5 today. It's not that bad, sir. There's only 5 today. I've gone ahead and disposed of a couple of the invitations from women to call upon their daughters who you do not know. I felt that was a fair enough edit to make to the list.
Fair enough. Any idea of when you want to host that ball, Jonathan?
We'll talk about that over breakfast, sir.
Let's do it.
And as you get yourself together for the day, you make your way down. Breakfast is set and waiting. You and Jonathan talk about dates and turns. So historically, it would be held around Yule, so the winter solstice, which for when you guys are looking at would be in about month and a half.
Fair enough.
Which is a perfect time for us to send out the dates. We will get quite a bit of response. We'll need to make sure that we're putting money aside to hire additional staff for the evening. I'll make sure that we get in contact with whomever the Lady Douglas recommends for whiskey distribution for it. I also recommend, so the Blackwood, one of the other big notable things that you know that the Blackwood estates produce are ciders and meads. There are several very prominent apiaries on the Blackwood estates. Historically, it is mead and cider that's served for the majority of the drinking at the Blackwood Ball. We should have quite the stockpile. It's not been hosted in a number of years, so despite what's been sold through our contracts for everything, so we should be well stocked in that regard. I'll make sure that we have individuals set up to. I'll have to put out some feelers among the other heads of staffs at the other residencies to make sure that we're on trend for foods and entertainment and such as well.
Well, that sounds wonderful. I agree with all those things. Perhaps we can send a letter to Miss Felicity Fairfax and see if she would be interested in at least figuring out who should do the music. She is a talented musician. Perhaps she might even want to play a piece for our guests that night as well.
I will recommend it. I do know that with her position in the Philharmonic, there are several chamber groups that form up that have splintered off from them. Actually, it's not a bad idea at all, sir. I'll send a letter to invite her over today or tomorrow, sir.
And perhaps we can get Duke Brown involved with. I know he has, sugar and things like that. Perhaps he might be able to help us with some.
May I make a statement, sir, without being too obvious?
Yes.
But out.
Well, I have some ideas, and this is my shindig, so to speak. So I want to be able to present my ideas as well. And Duke Brown is a good
I will
friend of
make
mine.
sure that Duke Brown and Felicity have very separate invitations then.
Well, yeah, I'm not worried about her saying. I'm talking about Felicity being able to do music, Duke Brown making some money for selling some sugar for the event, and perhaps we can even talk to the Queen and maybe have a special bout that evening. I think that would be marvelous.
Well, we are speaking to the Lady Douglas anyway, so we can make that work.
I think that's marvelous. And maybe Cadman and his new fiance may have some ideas on how we can make things good too. They're great at parties. They're much better than I am here. So I think I would love to invite all of them to help with suggestions.
I think that's something that we should make sure we do, sir. How do the Americans celebrate the holiday season?
Well, I mean, my family, we usually give gifts. Perhaps we can do like a gift exchange as well.
Why don't we have, yes, we can have that as an option. I also think maybe just finding some sort of small trinket to give everyone on the way out. A gift for the season, as it were.
I love that as well. Now, hear me out here, John. What if we make it to where you don't know who you're going to have to get a gift for, but you and I make sure that Felicity and Patrick have each other for gifts.
Sir, but out.
Well, I'm just saying. They seem to have a little bit of a tiff. Perhaps this will help them feel better.
What happens if you push
I'm not
horse
trying to push them
too
together.
firmly?
I'm just trying to.
What happens if you push a horse too firmly to water? Will it drink the water?
Yes, my horse.
If you push it too firmly to water.
Well, if you know how to train a horse properly, you won't have that problem now, will you? You're using the wrong metaphor with me, sir. Listen, I'm not trying to push them to be together. I'm just trying to make sure that they remember what they care about, their friendship or whatever that may be.
I will
promise you,
control.
I'm not trying to do anything fishy here.
Who is connected to whom for the gift exchange, sir.
You.
He actually has a stick pen and a list going, and he's wagging the pen at you. How dare you, sir?
Fine. Listen, I'm excited. I had a wonderful dance last evening, and I just want to make sure we have a good event. Since we have not hosted one in some time.
I'm surprised you actually. Do you know who asked you to dance?
Well, what name did she put on the card if she had done it?
She didn't.
Well, I didn't catch the lady's name.
Oh, it's a masquerade, so it's so hard to tell.
Yeah,
Fair
well,
enough.
it was just a nice dance, nice conversation. It wasn't anything more than that, but
Of course, well, there are relationships that have been built on less. You see him muttering under his breath. Now then, so yeah, from there we're going to go ahead and we're going to space out to Duke Brown.
See, I definitely slept.
Oh yeah, you slept way in. Because to be fair, 9 o'clock for Duke Brown is really sleeping. So yeah, it's right around that same type of 9:15, 9:30 that you wake up. When is Cadman getting up, by the way?
Cadman slept very well last night. He made sure to with a cup of brandy, a glass of brandy. But I don't think he's sleeping in with his
With what he wants to do?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So what time? So what time does Cadman wake up? So is it early? Is it early or is it early for Cadman?
It's early for Cadman.
Okay. So we're looking about like what 8:30, 8:45.
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
was thinking that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You wake up. Duke Brown, are you going anywhere?
Well, I do
Are you
have.
planning for the morning?
Well, I do have. I know that Nathaniel told me I have a couple things already. He's cleared my schedule to do. So,
Right.
what time did he say the time? Because I know he's planning
Afternoon.
out. He told me afternoon.
He said that you had things going on in the afternoon.
Yeah. So I think especially after the night, he's kind of just. He's actually going to go down. Look in his something he hasn't opened in a long time. Something he never really opened when he was a kid. He's going to open his mom's cookbook for some tea recipes because his mom
Okay.
made lots of teas in the Jamaicas, and there's a couple. He's going to try. He's going to make just let's see what teas he's going to make. He's going to make some fever grass tea.
Okay.
One his mom always gave him as a child. It's just like a classic Jamaican tea. So he's going to.
Yep.
He's going to try his hand. We'll see if he can get it to go.
So yeah, go ahead and yeah, you take and you look around the kitchen and the cooks are already there and working, and they all kind of stop a little bit as you come in. Your lordship, can we help you?
Yes, by not helping me right now. So yes, you can. But I'll stay out of your way though. So I don't want to like hinder, so
Of course, sir. You see that they're looking very confused as they're trying to figure out what to do with you. Like they're working, they go back to working, but they're trying to make sure they don't get in your way. And this is very obviously you are
gosh, this is
obviously
awkward.
making them a little bit uncomfortable.
okay. I can get heated water anywhere, so I'm just gonna like I'm gonna take my little everything I need to make tea and kind of like I'm just going to
Of course, sir.
I'm yes. And it's a moment when like you're trying not to be awkward, but like then you make it more awkward because it's like, okay,
Right.
and so it's not like so I'm like
Yeah.
moving around him that whole like, oh my gosh, I just got yes. Well, I'll see you guys later, I guess. Bye. Gets out of there.
As you make your way, Nathaniel's like walking towards you. And he's like, "What are you doing, sir?"
I am making tea. I'm not going to burn tea this time. I'm making tea because that's what I want to do.
Okay. What kind of tea would you like?
Ooh, I'm going to make a fever grass tea. I think you probably had some when you were over there.
Yeah,
Right,
I had
a
it
few
several times. It's lemongrass, yes.
Yes. Well, as some people call it, but it's really fever grass tea, so in this house at least.
Of course, sir, but do we have lemongrass at the moment?
We can get some though. We can get some though.
We can.
We can definitely get some though.
The grocers and the markets are open, and the spice shop down on the Merchants Row of Angel's Crest should have some in stock. I'll send one of the footmen out and have some procured for you.
Why can't as a duke, I think it's good to be around people. I think I can go. I think it'd be okay. I mean, I know safety, but it's a day. I have time before the afternoon.
As you say, sir. So what time are you leaving your house, do you think?
Well, I need to be back soon, so probably now. I mean, I need to have things already set up, so I'm gonna leave as soon as possible to be back on time.
Okay. So on your way out, Felicity, what time does how much port did Felicity drink last night when it was all said and done? Just the one glass or a couple of glasses?
She probably just had the one.
Okay.
She doesn't like her faculties being
Inhibited.
yeah, because it's just uncomfortable for her. She doesn't like it. So
Right. 100%.
So
So,
she slept at she after she talks to Albert, she gets into her night clothes and is putting her necklaces away, and she pulls out the topaz that was given to her, and just she just admires it and looks at it, and do I sense anything off this? Like,
it's very pretty and it's almost warm to the touch. Like a stone that's been set in the sun all day.
mm-hmm. So she'll take it. She'll keep it on. She just keeps it on her, and then she will. I feel chaotic today, so I'm also gonna call in Goodfellow because everyone wants to talk to him today.
So Goodfellow slips into your room, and for a second you see a figure that is not the cat, but in between blinks, this slightly taller than a man-sized figure snaps back down into the size of a cat, and is the cat again. Yes, my dear Lady Fairfax.
You were taller before.
You know that I'm able to change my shape and size.
Yes, that's true. That's very true. Can you turn into a man? I feel strange talking to you as a cat.
Well, you see him look around. I find this form quite fetching, actually, but fair enough.
Well, and then she like pulls out some of the port. She's like, well, I figured you might want to partake in this port as a man.
And he's back into the cat masked black velvet on black silk ensemble, and you've noticed for the first time that the shoes he was wearing are quite a shiny pair of boots.
It's a smart pair of boots.
They were a gift from a long time ago.
How do you keep them so shiny?
Hey.
You're so glamorous. I can't find myself a bit jealous. Anyway.
There's very little to actually be jealous of, I promise you.
I know. I mean,
You made mistakes. He takes a sip of the pork. I can smell your necklace from here, ma'am. But
well,
you are human, and you are allowed to make those mistakes. Just be careful.
Thank you. So and she sort of like she kind of like paces a little bit. She's like, so Lady Douglas likes you.
I think she's fond of most of her friends.
No, I mean she likes you. Like you. She likes you. She likes you.
I mean, I am quite fetching, if I do say so myself.
I mean, you are quite handsome. Yes, of course. She's my friend, so.
My dear Felicity Fairfax, I would sooner cut out my own heart than do harm to any of you. But I would do it twice before I made Lady Douglas cry.
I know. I don't. She kind of. It's like she. I'm not sure how to phrase this, but you're. Do you... Okay, let me ask this question. Do Fae and humans work long term? Like if they were to wed or anything like that?
The only way Fae may die is by catching a human's heart.
Well, so you might die. And she just takes a drink.
Well, I would after a time. At that point, I'd be, for all intents and purposes, mortal. I'd be basically a human.
So when
I'd
you
keep
say
certain tricks, but
so when you say you catch a human heart, does that mean that it's one-sided or that it's both affections, both reciprocated?
quite the personal question, Miss Fairfax.
Well, I want to know how all of this works.
For personal reasons or idle curiosity?
Oh, so does it matter?
I will need more port for this conversation, my dear lady.
She pours the glass.
You are able to get a couple of things out of Goodfellow throughout the rest of the evening. One of them is that he several times tells you that whatever you're thinking about doing is likely a dangerous, horrible, no good idea, but he supports you through it if this is what you think you need to do.
Okay.
But he's urging you to be careful through it. You do learn that it is reciprocated. It is that there has to be an honest connection and honest feelings between both the human and the Fae. You know, that at that point you learn that the Fae don't have a full soul.
Mm-hmm.
They have a part of a soul. Finding a human, learning to love and being loved by a human completes that. And the completion of the soul is what causes the loss of their mortality.
Wow. Okay. Okay, so she gets that out of him. Is he like really drunk or tipsy or like how?
Oh,
where is
no.
he? Okay. Okay.
You can tell he's drinking the port because he likes the taste. It's not really doing anything to him.
Okay. And she's like, that sounds so lonely.
It is quite, actually.
Good fellow. And she's just like, and she just gives him a hug. She's like, he's so sad.
It's a very slow pat. There. It's fine.
Well done.
I will warn you, though. The Lord of Gems and Stone. His heart is as hard as a diamond, and it does not soften.
Well, I'm not so vain enough to think that he would love me. Would we?
More the fool he. You are much too impressive of a woman for a face such as he, anyways.
I suppose, is there a fae that would be impressive enough for one such as I?
Oh, I'm hunting other prey. I apologize.
She just gets a laugh out of that. So, you do admit
I admit to nothing, ma'am. Of course.
You are hunting at the
I'm a
prey.
I am a cat. Of course I hunt.
A pointed statement, yes.
Directed, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, the prey started it. Be that as it may.
And she'll just talk to him for like a little bit longer, and
Right.
that's she concludes the conversation.
Yep. At this point, I think you have slept. You've stayed between the staying up and any additional port you might have been drinking through the conversation with Goodfellow. I think you actually sleep in a little bit for tomorrow. To the point that what wakes you up is the sound of your front door slamming. And Cadman hopping onto the back of his fastest horse and taking off.
She gets up and watches from the window and looks at the clock.
It's not even 9 o'clock.
Cadman is up.
Cadman would have had to have been up.
Cadman has been up. She just looks at the window dumbfounded for a minute, and then will go out. She gets ready for the day and comes downstairs.
Good morning, my dear.
Good morning.
You see your father's looking at you. It's quite late for you. Are you well? I was getting ready to send one of the maids to check on you.
Oh yes, I'm well. I was just excited from last night's festivities. I stayed up. Cadman left. Gestures.
He mentioned something about having business with Duke Brown on his way out the door.
Ah, yeah. I see. Business indeed. She just...
Everything well? He was quite serious.
Is this mom? Is this Cadman's mom?
This is Albert. This is Albert. He was quite serious. He had a very similar look on the face as he did when we were dueling the other day.
Well, Cadman did not take the rejection of...
Rejection?
My rejection very well. And he
Hold on, and this is Henry Fairfax. Someone rejected you, my dear.
She's just like, yes, I...
Was it Duke Brown?
And she just sort of like, you know how people like relent the shrug, like, there's no point in denying this because you're just gonna know. She's just
right.
You know,
Albert, fetch my dueling cane.
Father, no, you don't need to duel him.
It's the impropriety of it all. Meanwhile, Duke Brown's sniffing the lemongrass at the spice shop, enjoying his morning.
And she's not under any impression that she can stop her father. Right. So she's just like, well, I suppose I'll get my own tea this morning. And
as Henry's making the door, you hear Henry Fairfax, sit down, coming from Mama.
And I just give her this look.
You might not be able to stop. Helena Cavendish, however. Yes, my dear. I didn't realize that's what happened when Kevin was rolling out of here. I would have stopped him too. Foolishness of men. Duke Brown. You are enjoying the walk back. You have a basket that has lemongrass, turmeric. You have a collection of different fantastic herbs and spices to use for tea and food. You felt a craving for the first time in a while of the foods of the Bahamas, of strong curried goat, of braised beef, of pepper pot soup. You've been feeling this cravings, and as you make your way to your front gate, you hear a thunder. Yes, go ahead.
I will say too, as you get, it's like it's a bittersweet because like it's a memories
Right.
too. So it's like it's sadness, but it's
Of course.
also like beautiful in too because like
There's-
it's what he's had. So
There's
it's
happy
it's a
memories
mixture.
in there as well. You're right. It
Mhm.
is.
It's beautifully sad in a way.
It is
In a good way.
beautifully sad. It is beautifully said in a way that it is a small smile, but it is an honest smile on your face.
Mhm.
You hear a thundering of hooves from behind you. And you look behind you and you see Cadman running his horse to froth towards you.
Oh, Ranger stuff. Oh, what is it? It's Kenman. Is there? Obviously, there's like, I got tea. Let me put this tea down. Give me a second. I'll help you. Let me put this tea down. Hold on a second. I run inside and put the tea down.
Your horse is running fast, and if you cannot make out what he's saying, what you see is Duke Brown going, wait, points towards his basket and towards the house. Wait 1 second, and you see him run into the house.
Yeah. So I get off my horse. I
Which is-
adjust.
Being a,
It's what?
it is the horse is ragged at this point.
I get off my horse. I adjust my gloves, and
Well,
I put
do you adjust or do you take one off?
I no, it's not. I have not taken off my gloves. I have just adjusted
Okay.
my gloves and put a smile
So
on my
dead.
face.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm so dead. Oh, he doesn't even know.
We're so
my
dead.
God.
And
You have
I
no
walk-
idea.
And I walk up to the door, and you hear a series of precise knocks from a cane on the door. Boom, 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 boom.
Nathan, I'll get in it then. Hold on. It's a friend.
Of course, sir.
Yeah. And don't touch a tea stuff. I'm gonna make it, so don't. I see you looking at it. No.
As you say, sir.
Mhm.
So Nathaniel does, however, turn his head using one of the glass inserts around the door. What is he seeing when he's seeing Cadman Cavendish? Is Cadman still on, or is he off at the moment?
He is So you see he's I imagine he was waiting for a little bit as you're like kind of
Right. It takes a
futzing
minute,
about. Yeah, so you see him looking off with a distant look as soon as you open the
Sir.
door. He looks. Oh, is this your?
So again, he's just looking through a side window because he's curious who it is at the door.
Mhm.
Because Nathaniel's a nosy bitch. So he looks around,
Yes.
sees
Yes, he is.
sees Cadman in the off state, and goes, "Sir,
Yes.
have you done anything recently to piss off?" Piss off is it's a proper word from what I'm seeing. To piss off, the new Count Cavendish.
Not that I. No, it must. No, you're. It's about some. It's about something else. It's okay. It's about
As
something
you
else.
say, sir.
I
Okay,
know it's something else. I know it's something.
okay.
But he must need my attention soon, though. If that's what he's looking, it must be something serious, though. So, I will talk to him.
Okay, as you say, sir. I will not touch your tea implements. May I at least organize them? I will not put them
No.
where you cannot find them.
No, I can organize them myself, Nathaniel. So, you can just,
As
you know.
say, sir.
I watch him try to eyeball, make sure he goes somewhere else. Like, okay.
He goes somewhere else. You see him grumbling as
Hmm.
he's going somewhere else.
Oh, make sure I have my card with me just in case, because I think this is something seriously is up. So he has my card. And plus it's early. When is Cadman ever up? This has to be something dire.
Cadman is
So
up
I-
super fucking early.
I open the door and I close it. Cadman, this must be Ranger business. I'm ready to have my card with me. what is it?
Duke Brown.
Yes.
Would you join me for a stroll around your estate? It has been some time.
Yes, is this code? So this something must be going on that we can't talk about here. Okay. Yes, we can. I'll definitely go for a walk. I got everything ready to
Yes.
go, so.
I can use the exercise, and some fresh air would do you some good.
We've gathered today
Yeah.
to discuss the death of our beloved crown.
Like, yes,
I'm not gonna lie. Part of me wishes I was like walking down the street with some pocket bacon, just going.
Yeah. Like,
yes, I can. We can go for. Are things that bad? Is there who's someone in trouble? What is
No.
it, Edmund?
Cadman, is someone in trouble?
Come now, let's speak as gentlemen.
Always okay. So I walk with them, just like curious. Like he doesn't. Yeah, Badger isn't. He has no clue. Just like okay, something's up, but
Duke
I've never
Brown.
seen you, so yes.
I have always held you in the highest esteem, so now I say this at the utmost respect. You do me a dishonor. You have done an unkindness unto Lady Fairfax, and you have done a disservice unto yourself. It saddens me so. You deny yourself your own happiness, and I see this time and time again. You've decided your destination before you even set foot on your own journey. So please, don't bridle your opportunities for joy. And you cannot push your own expectations onto others. There is only one way to levy this injustice. And you can do so by giving my dear sister a proper explanation for your behavior. Do you think that this is so? Do you think that is within your power?
You've already made yourself a wonderful count, Cadman. That is certain. Come. I was going to make myself some tea. Do you want to go discuss this inside? It is a nice day. We'll drink it outside. How about that? It's a nice
Very
day.
well.
Come.
Rangers, I need you.
Ah!
Like, oh. Okay.
And you guys are all
Oh.
in the same moment
Oh.
It's just about
in your varied states of businesses that you are attending to.
Meat and bacon.
Me and Badrick just with a cup of tea.
And there is explosions around. You guys are down in Whitechapel? As out from the River Thames, this gigantic, utterly gigantic constellation that is of a fish comes floating out of the river, swimming through the air. And as it shimmies through the air, the world around all of you shifts through illusions. And you all find yourselves alone.
Individually, you mean?
You feel like you are alone. You look around and you don't see anybody.
Okay. Yeah.
Does anybody
And-
try to call
Hello,
out? Does
Cadman?
anybody-
Yeah. So,
Hello?
What trickery is this?
So you're able to hear each other as you're talking, but you're not able to see each other. and you seem to just be, the sound seems to be coming from different directions around you.
Rangers, be calm. This is
This is
everyone.
So Felicity sees that sound just bounces around. So, I mean, her only answer is piano. So she's just going to start to play the Vivaldi.
Before you play,
Yeah.
we have to henshin.
Okay. Yeah. So she pulls out her card and says, gosh, I forget my own henshin. Radiance of Dawn, Golden Melody, and then she transforms it. The golden ribbons come out and turn around her, and then she like spins out of it and pulls out the phantom piano keys. And there's this swirl of gold dust as she stops in place and then begins to play Vivaldi's Winter from the fall season.
There
from
is
the
an addition to your ranger suit.
Ooh, okay.
There is a gem-like starburst in the center of it that was not there previously.
And she's like, well, he's not subtle, is he? And then so she starts to play.
As you play, this is going to be an ongoing thing. Anytime you are using your music,
Okay.
you have advantage on the roll.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. It's a good buff.
Dang. Okay. So this is intended to help help people discern the truth.
Okay?
Yeah, so I
So
don't
yeah,
know
go
how-
ahead and roll an advantage, and let's see here. Oh, how do I want to play this? It's always fun trying to figure out how your stuff fits into a game not designed for magic.
Yeah.
It is. It's always. Let's go ahead and let's run this. So, what did you get first things first?
I got a 2.
Because you have advantage.
And I got a 2 and I got a 1.
Okay. We'll make this work for a 1 for your honor. That works. That's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
We'll have. You guys are occultish anyway, so magic stuff, honor, that works.
Okay.
So yeah,
Cool.
you as you play, the music resonates more than it should, almost like you're playing in water.
Uh-huh.
As the illusions around, there are cracks that appear that allow you to see that you are all in the same area, but you're all pointed in different directions. Do the rest of
As
you
soon as I hear the music, I think he's going to. Oh, you're going to. Oh, I think AP is going.
I mean, I'm assuming we're all a henching.
Yeah.
Well,
Is anybody not henching? Yeah.
so I hench. Everyone's got to say their words though. You go, AP. You go.
Go ahead.
You got.
No, you
No,
go. You were talking.
AP. No,
first.
you. Americans first.
Americans first.
Americans first.
You're visiting us, so you can
Island
go ahead.
Vortex of the Maverick Arcana, Master of the Mystic Draw. And he spins the card across the revolver. The revolver starts rotating. The purple energy flows out, covers up. Now, I know my pistol or my revolver had changed before, but would I have gained the other revolver if I go to the next one up? Would I have 2 revolvers?
So what happens is this for the Imperial Serpent Saber.
Mm-hmm.
You look down, and it is not currently a saber. It is a revolver.
So we can, and I'm assuming because it's like almost known for us that I know that I could change it maybe back and forth. Is that what it is?
Mhm.
All
So
right.
you also know that if you wanted to, you could shift both of them between saber and revolver.
Nice. All right. Beautiful. So yeah, for now it's just 2 revolvers.
Yep.
That's what you guys see as it comes out. And he just full on morph.
There's
You see
also
the helmet with the
now
hat.
this coil up your left arm of red scarlet, coiling up like a serpent, with a serpent's head right over your chest and your heart.
I don't know if that's a good thing, but it looks cool.
It looks cool.
All that matters.
That's all that matters. And yeah, that's his transformation from the full suit. You see, like the
Yep.
So,
jacket.
Patrick, let's set aside. It's gonna be some good tea, but whoever made me melancholy, well, once you deal with the melancholic arcana, Ronin, Almond, Chameleon, you too will be melancholic as well. As a golden light swirls around me, this almond light covers me again, and I'm just in a almond silhouette, ready to go.
I put forth my card. Vermilion Jovial Journey. Fool's Arcana. And just red vermilion light that bursts into road petals. As I brandish my saber, my shield, my side.
Raises up her card. Actually, very grateful that no one can see her because she is still a mess in the morning. Like, all right, by her lady's grace, the veiled tempest flows, and swirl of black feathers envelop her and switch her into her typical ranger outfit, just flowing into that gown and suited, well fit. Well, good thing I was practicing divination the other night. No veil will go over me.
As you complete your transformation, and as the illusion around you shatters, a figure jumps down from the top of this giant flying fish. It is a feminine form in deep dark silver and almond colors. A black puff of hair behind a closed mask, approaching the lot of you. And as she's moving with almost a dancer's grace, you see that there is a cutlass in her hand as she's almost conducting. As you see water pooling and shifting and floating around her.
We need to. AP, quick, you need to. Whatever she's doing, we need to stop her from channeling the water like she is. Can you take a shot from this distance?
AP able to see and take a shot.
Yeah, everyone sees this figure hop down, and then
How far
As-
away is she from us?
she is so you guys. She is coming towards you guys. She's probably 60, 70 feet away, closing in.
And we're back in the town. Just make sure I'm right. So do we see now?
So
we're back.
you are in Whitechapel. You see
Okay.
that to your left is the brown sugar factory,
Yeah.
and it is the middle of the morning, so it is
Packed.
full of people.
So this is like another ranger, right? And you said they have
Mhm.
what color are they?
They're almond.
Dark silvers and tans and browns.
Yeah.
So, they a friend of yours, good Duke?
Oh, nice cousin.
Find
Hmm.
out. And I pull out the revolvers and I'll fire
So,
a couple shots,
and-
but I'm assuming the water stops it. I'm assuming.
With a flick of the cutlass, the water swirls around, catches the bullets, put them aside. And from the inside of the factory, Duke Brown, you hear your cousin's voice. Get everyone inside, get them to the back. We need to get out the back door. We need to vacate the factory as quickly as we can.
In this
That would-
in this mo in this moment, I'm looking around. Where is the dang thing? And I think it's been there all along, but I think I see the chameleon. Because I know we've had them. I know there's still we can use them with. Do I see the chameleon? I'm looking for it. I'm kind of in my mind calling
Feel
to
the
it.
chameleon. As you call to it, you feel it resonating with you. What do you need?
We need to stop that thing. It's a danger to a lot of people. That is what hell.
I am coming.
Thank you.
It will take time, and you realize you can feel the distance. You can tell it will take about 3 rounds for the chameleon to get here. And the rest of you, upon that, feel an energy, a connection to something that is coming to you, something that is of you, is coming in 3 rounds.
Anybody else feel that foreboding?
That I think that was me. We have those creatures, those things. You all saw something,
Machina.
right? Machina.
Our test.
Yes. I think they can.
Should we call on
I have
them?
a feeling they can help. Yes, I called mine. I don't know if they have names or anything, but yeah, it's just reach out inside. I think you know. I think each of you know. Just
Definitely makes a face at the reach out inside, but she's like, right? She'll extend her hand and call out lioness.
We are coming.
Oh. Okay. Thank you. Throw it away.
And all of you feel that you just have to get to the point of them getting here.
well, we got some time, so let's keep them busy. How Rangers keep them busy. Okay.
Thence it is.
You know, I'm always here for a good ball. And I run forward and like, is it
As
just
you
the
run forward, coming down from the heavens, trident point first, slamming in front of you, is the Scarlet Ranger.
Don't worry, I'll handle this. Yes, I'm just like, I'm pretty sure I'm like pushed on my butt as it like descends down.
You had the reflexes to toss your shield up in time, so it skidded off, and he
Yeah.
landed in front of you. But you see him kick his trident back up, spin it around himself, and he's pointing at you.
All right, ready for round 2.
No talking. Just fighting.
Some help, my dear friend, or you have this one on your own this time.
You know, I could use the assistance.
And
So what I'll need is, first we're going to do the first, go ahead and, since the two of you are talking, I need a vigor roll from Cadman real quick, as he just basically says, enough talking, we throw hands.
Oh, come on. Let's see. It's a vigor roll.
5, 6,
I-
7, 8.
Yeah. I like just rolled a 4, so I'm gonna use my queen's favor.
Okay.
Let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's
I
go.
believe in you. You
Hero.
got this.
Okay. I got my honor.
Oh.
That's
I
gonna
don't
be an
actually
interesting
know. Your honor doesn't apply to this one.
Mhm.
I'm going to put
Yeah.
the hard ruling on that. Your honor does not apply to this one.
That's fair.
So that is going to be a fail. So take your mark
Is
of
there any way
peril.
But
I
maybe
can
you
take
can
the
roll
blow
it,
for
though.
him?
Maybe he can.
Okay.
Go for it.
Wait. Let him roll to resolve first, because he gets his mark and then he rolls to
Oh, that's
resolve.
true.
Let him resolve first,
Let's see.
and then
Let's see.
he's going to take the hit. You can mitigate how bad it is through your
Okay.
turn.
Okay. No, we're still good.
Okay.
Rolled a 6 on Mark's
All
apparel.
right. Blackwood. What are you?
Would with like the speed of in a speed of like flight. He just zips over to try to like, and as his guns turn into swords to try to deflect some of the blow and
Okay.
take it himself.
Roll me a footwork.
All right. That
Come
would be
on.
a 5.
5 gets it. And you aren't able to mitigate what happened. You're able to mitigate the damage. The hit strikes, but before he can do that devastating jaw snap, which Cadman, you don't want that to happen again. When those jaws close on you, it is excruciatingly bad. But using his swords, Blackwood is able to catch and twist away, causing the Scarlet Ranger to step back and again flourishing his trident, keeping it pointed now between the two of you as he slowly starts circling you two.
Damn, don't forget who this really is. He's a bad
Don't
copy.
worry. Toy, I haven't forgotten.
Who's next?
Are there any people in danger? Is there anyone around? Any like civilians in danger?
So kind of the second people saw things were going on, everyone vacated. People are
Smart.
running.
Perfect. Okay. And what are the buildings in front of us? So I know they're surrounding. They're fighting that one. What other bad guys are there around?
Currently, it's just the red one and this one that you see, and the giant Pisces swimming overhead. And as it starts shimming and swimming through the air, you see starlings falling off of it and falling like very brief shooting stars to the earth.
And I want to attack the big fish because like I'm tired of tentacles. I'm tired of this fishy shenanigans. So is there a way? It's up there. Is there a way I can if I can't get it, then I'll at least get the things falling before they hit because I imagine they're nothing good. So
You don't really have a ranged option. So Okay, here's what we're gonna do. You have two choices. You can attack regularly on the ground, or if you roll at disadvantage and make a dueling, I will let you launch falling starlings back at the Pisces before they hit the ground.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
I'd say so. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. So what's
So
a
the choice is
dueling?
yours.
Dueling disadvantage?
It is dueling disadvantage to be able to knock the falling starlings back up towards the Pisces.
In a Queen's favor, I had to
Or
reroll
fight them.
all of them. If I roll bad, Queen's favor I had to reroll
Yes.
both of them. Okay.
Yes, for a Queen's favor, you would reroll both of them.
And I'm going to use the Queen's favor because it's 2-3, so I'm going to. All right, let's. Now you got to roll the dice.
You got a 50% chance on each dice, right? Because you're a D6.
Yep. So close, but no, because it's a 3 and a 4. Oh, but that's me a market peril. So
doing?
for that.
Oh no, but it's a 3 because it's at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. Do I have to roll both for
lucky.
the Marks Apparel? Or just one, right? For Marks Apparel.
So it's still one. It's just one.
Okay. Or damn, not a 1. Okay.
Where are you at on Mark's Apparel at this point?
Just 1 because I cleared them.
That's right. You keep
got 1
clearing,
cleared
you
it. Got
keep
2
clearing,
cleared
okay.
it.
That's right.
So yeah.
So yeah, you are. Which is funny because this would have cleared all of them anyways with a 4. But yeah, so you aren't able to. You go in for the swing. If they weren't able to move on their own and they just kept falling straight, it would have hit. But right before you made contact, it moved itself out of the way. As they land on the ground and you hear
Yeah.
as they do that, thing as they
Okay,
this is your first time actually seeing a starling form. As the starlight hits the ground, they almost unfold from the ball, the feet touching the ground in this very unnatural way as the rest of the body follows up behind it, with the head being this last thing as it pops up and surrounds itself with that glass-like structure that keeps the star in place. and then the body inflates out from there.
Well, Patrick thinks to himself, like, well, okay, I mean, he thinks he goes back to childhood, missing being a cricket player, missing the ball sometimes, but learning from it and learning those pitches for next time is like, well, now you're a lot easier to hit, so be it, I guess.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. All right. Let's go ahead and do Felicity. You started us off actually because you were playing the music, so
Okay.
Beatrice.
Yeah, Beatrice goes sort of like starting to step in time to what Felicity is playing, sort of taking a position in front of Felicity against any of the other enemies that are there. And just sort of slight head turn is like, well, my dear, maybe we should put on a stunning performance. I think our light and shadow could really make brilliance here.
Oh, my dear Beatrice, lead the way. Lead on.
And I sort of start making movements that move into more of a ballet as I feel out Felicity's dance and just sort of like straight up peel out before a flash of feathers and I go and make like a rounding punch right into the nearest starling.
Okay, roll a dueling for me. Are we sure it's the best idea to leave the obviously magical ranger alone?
That's a one, but I can use a favor because I got a lot of those.
Yeah, you do. Use that favor.
Okay, it's a 3.
Good.
So
no,
that's
not
what
good.
worked.
Still on this. You're doing a dueling.
Yep.
3 does not work for a dueling.
We're rolling so good right now, guys. We're rolling great.
Roll my
Well, the issue is that someone burned up all of their luck on inner character interactions for the entire group earlier today because they didn't want to admit their feelings.
Alright, I rolled my mark and I got a 6, so
Okay, you're still in. There is something going on because you fought enough starlings that you know that base starlings should not be as fast as the one that just dipped your shot should be.
they've learned.
Or you hear Duke Brown. You hear the soft voice of your mother. Or like all children, they learn. And the figure with the cutlass makes a grand sweeping motion. And a dirge starts playing through the air, almost as if all of the pipes of the city have become an organ.
Felicity looks so offended.
How dare you take my thing?
And
Does
does everyone hear that? So everyone heard it, right?
Everybody heard the words.
Mhm.
I don't.
I
The word,
think
they're familiar to everybody else.
Mhm.
You know whose
No.
voice this
Okay.
is.
Familiar to me.
It's not
Okay.
familiar to it's not familiar to AP, but yeah.
Oof. Well, it's not my turn, so it doesn't matter. I think it's AP, so I'll wait. But
It's
Oh,
It
that's
is
because-
Felicity's turn,
Felicity's
actually.
turn. Yeah, I have reactions to it.
Okay, so
Yeah, you do.
she is not. She's not very happy with that dirge playing. She's like, "Excuse me, I am first chair," and then she just like flexes her fingers and starts playing Vivaldi's Summer. I believe that's the one that's pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
And so she starts playing that with the intention to basically drown it out.
Okay. Bet. Gang, roll me an honor roll.
Well,
One
I
or
got
four.
a
Either one or
4.
four. Hero hit. Hero's a trump. Hero gets it. And for that moment, the world falls away from you, Felicity. And you see the back of a woman at a pipe organ playing away, lost in her own music, playing this very solemn funeral dirge. And you are Felicity fucking Fairfax, first chair of the London Philharmonic, and you are not silenced when it comes to playing keys.
Yeah.
And your fingers just take off over the board, over the keys in front of you. They feel more solid than they do usually in this moment. And you feel your aggravation pulsing through you, that anger pulsing through you, that desire for control pulsing through you as you continue and you play harder and harder on the keys. And for the rest of you, this gem on Felicity's chest starts flickering and glowing as she seems to almost, another set of arms almost starts playing alongside her, doubling the accompaniment, increasing out the song as the dirge just cannot be heard anymore. Everyone gets advantage on their next round.
Bet.
Sport, man. Can't beat it.
Hero's a hell of a thing.
Who was next? Who was?
It is
Cadman,
Cadman
right?
it's Cadman and then AP.
Okay. I'm going to
Ice this motherfucker.
yeah. I'm gonna like try to run in, but I'm gonna try to catch the trident with my shield and then come in with the sword.
Okay, so it sounds to me, thank you. So it sounds to me like you are the maneuvering is what's important here. You're trying to catch him off maneuver. Okay,
Yes.
roll me a footwork then.
Okay. Yeah, because I know how deadly those jaws are.
Right.
Way too familiar with them.
No like.
Let's see. Okay, that's a 5. I got a 5 and a 7,
Yeah,
so
no.
that'll do it.
So what you do is you catch the trident as he's going for a strike against you. You're able to shift just in time, and you're learning how to use that trick of using your shield to make people think you're not quite where they think they are. So as you're able to do that catch, this time you actually slide down to a knee, sliding underneath, keeping him away, leaving him open as you go for the strike. AP, you're up for your move.
Now,
Is that
AP!
perfect?
I see a perfect opportunity to do a double shot to the face.
Yep. Unload both barrels.
Yes. So I say, how do you do? And then unleash. That would be dueling, right? I rolled a 4 and a
This is
9, so
dueling.
I'll take the 4.
They'll take the 4. And it is both barrels, bang bang. As you do, these bolts of energy shoot out, purple from your owl, crimson from the serpent, as they both strike at the figure, sending him stumbling back, setting himself against and kind of catching himself with the butt of the trident on the ground, as he kind of kicks himself forward, going into an attack of his own.
Well, that's just not fair.
No, it's not. But as he goes in for the attack, he's more trying to create distance at this point, or separating you two away from each other. So he's splitting you off between each other for a minute.
Mhm.
Duke Brown.
So, for a moment, it's been a long couple of days, and hearing that voice, it hits him. You see a couple almond tears kind of go down, but it's not all sad because there's a memory of his mom there too, and the gentle warmth that she just gives him the memory kind of lifts him back up, like makes him from collapsing down. So he he gets up and he remembers from a child, like sometimes, like, his mom would chastise him for being in a bad mood, sometimes not being himself. And she said she'd wait for him to totally himself again. So I know if this is my mom, I should help her make her herself again too. So sometimes takes a little force. I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm going to try to mirage strike. So I'm going to look like I'm attacking the storm in front of me as a mirage. And I want to, if I can, and I'll do it at disadvantage when I need to try to make an attack on her. So use my mirage strike. I know she's far away, so I'll take a disadvantage, whatever it takes for me to do it.
Yeah, I agree. With the distance, it would be disadvantage.
So that's 1d6 with luckily the Felicity's music kind of.
Yeah, because it evens out. You have a 1d6 roll on getting this. Thankfully, doing something you're good at.
Yes, but I'm going to use my last queen's favor because that is a no. So we're going for broke
It's your
tonight.
mama. You got to get it, man. You got to get it. Come on.
We'll see.
You deserve a win here. You deserve a win here.
And sometimes you got to learn lessons the hard way. That's a 2, but I'm going to roll again because it marks of peril. So, oof.
All right, so you are at 2 marks of peril, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We're hoping for a 2 on the die. It has
no,
to
that's
work
a
at some
5.
point. But not the vapors.
Not the
So
vapors.
you go in, and the rest of you, he disappears like, oh, it's a mirage strike. His mirage strikes always hit. He's never missed a mirage strike. When he snaps out of reality like that, he's gonna pop in on the other side, and the cutlass, block, slash, as you go reeling back. Your illusion falling away for just a moment, everyone else seeing the fluttering of an oversized captain's coat of almond and silver fluttering in the wind just for a second as that illusion wraps back around you.
I'll let it stay. I'll let it stay.
Oh, you'll let it fall off?
Because I'm finding my MBS. Because I'm finding one thing I'm finding. I'll let it stay.
Okay. So yeah, describe for everybody for the first time your ranger outfit.
That's. I changed my mind. It's back up. I changed my mind.
Too late. You made your decision.
So it is a. Grimm, you had the word for it. So it's a traditional Jamaican kind of outfit. So there's a coat on top, but it's a traditional Jamaican outfit. All almond in color. Like there's almond as the main color, but it's still lots of vibrant reds in it as well. And the coat overlapping it is what color would that be? Yes, it's long sleeved. It's I want to say like a silver, like a bright color too, silver mixed with like a bright red as well, kind of going along with the outfit as well. And so you see that, and yeah, and this big old it's not a cricket bat, but it's like a weapon. It's like a cricket bat meets like a nice kind of club. So
yeah, and
as I get hit, I say, I know sometimes you gotta learn sometimes. So thank you for that, because it's a good lesson for me to learn. Next time, I'll make sure I hit.
My poor petulant boy. And you see her flourish her cutlass as she does, the water kind of swirls around her again. Some lessons you aren't fit to teach yet. And as she says that, she swings her sword around again, and you see as she does so, the water flows around, and you're seeing reflections of her now dancing or moving almost to a music of her own, matching the music that Felicity is playing. You see 4 copies of your mother dancing through the water around you. The rest of you see a dome of water now enveloping Duke Brown over the top of him. You can see him distorted through it, and you see him as he's looking around, and you also see the back of this mysterious ranger, 4 of them dancing around on the inside of the water.
If I can't reach out to them, like I'll say, because I assume we have this connection, I assume it's this ranger.
Close enough.
Well, don't worry about me. Just make sure the people and take care of the other ones. Make sure the people are okay. That's the most important thing about what we're doing, anyways. That's all you guys hear from me. Just see the look of determination as I look at all four of the people dancing around.
Yep. Lady Douglas.
Yes. So, Beatrice was ready to like dart forth, but she's sort of been stuck in the middle of needing to protect Felicity or rush to Badrick. But when she hears that in her mind, she just sort of replies back, "Your heart will give you the answer to this, Badrick. I know you have it." And I'll just go around and step in time trying to knock out any starling that's trying to reach Felicity.
Roll me a dueling.
I still got the advantage from her.
Let's go. Let's hero. Come on.
I did. 2 and a 6.
Hey, we'll take that 6.
Yay.
And it's one of those things where, again, for the music and the ballet and the dance of the fight, the rhythm clicks in your head, Lady Douglas, as with the grace that you are known for as the queen, you just start flowing around Felicity, blocking, dodging, making the shots, and you are creating this circle of safety that allows Felicity to do what she's doing. Felicity.
Okay, so she's playing in really intensely. She's probably sweating, honestly, underneath this. And she finishes the last couple notes of the summer piece, and then watches as Badrick gets enveloped by this water dome, and then around her there's Beatrice fighting off starlings. So what are the other two doing right now? I think
they are fighting off the Scarlet Ranger.
The Scarlet Ranger. Okay. What seems like the most immediate problem, or are they all immediate problems?
Well, the most immediate problem to you is that the organ from before is now placed with the sound of a violin bow hitting a string.
She just kind of like holds down like a chord and looks around for this.
On the rooftop,
You don't steal my show.
There is a figure in just a long brass colored cloak shown off of one shoulder, the rest of the form kind of indistinguishable behind the henshin mask and the long cloak over them, as a blade-backed bow over a violin slides down, finger vibrating, as this thrum cuts through the last notes of your piece.
Is it like a rubato sort of slow piece?
It is. It's at a point of meeting where you're at. Like, this figure is waiting on you to decide what you're doing before it tries to counter what you're trying to do.
She looks at Lady Douglas and plays Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake.
Yeah, you do.
I believe this is a favorite of yours, Beatrice. And the intention is to play it to outplay this violinist, but also to empower Beatrice specifically, because it leans so well into her theme.
Are we going for so with the overall improvement, we'll go roll me a footwork on this one. Because you're adjusting her ability.
I rolled another hero.
Fuck yeah, you did. So the individual tries to kind of strike up the chord. Oh, Swan Lake, I know Swan. You see them go to strike the chord, you've baited them into misstarting the piece.
That's right. I wouldn't even be a third chair.
And as you begin to play, Beatrice, the world falls away, and you are on the stage. The lights are shining on you as you hear Swan Lake play. And as you feel it course through your system, in this moment, you feel power coursing like you've never felt before. Cadman.
Okay. I am gonna be throwing my shield, and no matter how, if he defends or deflects it, I'm gonna be catching my shield with my left hand, and I'm gonna be going in a full assault with the blade on my right.
Okay. Yeah, we are dueling.
Hero, let's go.
Come
Let's go.
on.
Come on,
That'd be
hero.
awesome. I would love for him to roll
Eight.
I got
4, 5, 6. 7.
I got a 7.
Hey, it's your dueling.
Pretty close.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you roll, and he does. He uses the butt of the shield, putting that dangerous trident head away from you. But you do see that the tail of this thing is a wicked spike on its own accord.
Mhm.
As he slaps away as he deflects your shield, you're catching it. You slide underneath, and you're able to go in for a perfect lunge, catching him off guard. He's taking a lot of hits from you right now, and you see him stumbling for a moment, off beat. AP, you are up.
Well,
He's not as good as fighting 2 rangers as he is in fighting you guys one-on-one, apparently.
I totally believe that Count Cadman here can handle this individual, and I trust Cadman with my life. So I will turn, and I will try to assist Brown by just dealing with the decoys, so that way he can focus on his mother, leaving myself potentially open to a strike from the Scarlet Ranger. That I'm going to unload on them with just to take them out, pouring my Arcana into the shots.
I think roll dueling for me. Because I think what you're really going for just disrupting whatever this thing is.
Yeah, I'm attacking, trying to.
Yeah. So you kind of figure out where, because after reading your books last night, you figured out that magic has to always come from something. You know, magic just doesn't spontaneously happen out of nowhere. And it takes you a moment, but you see that there's a pulse kind of leading the circle of the dome of water. Because it's not just a dome, it's a constantly moving surface of water. And it takes you a moment, you go, ba 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 ba. As you do, you see that this squid-like figure just, you catch it and you send it spiraling out of the way. As the water falls away, and Duke Brown, you are back to facing one figure again for your fight.
Oh, cool. Well then.
And then I with my revolver, I spin my revolver, put it away, and then I tilt my hat to you.
Well, that's a new friend. That's a new friend, mother. He sends his regards. And then
Proud of you. You didn't have any friends before besides the 3. You've increased significantly since then, apparently. I'm proud of you.
Oh. Well, hopefully we'll be after this too, and I disappear for another
Strike.
Yes.
Roll your dueling for me.
Here
up.
Wow. So no. That's gonna be another mark, and then I have no more Queen's favor, so
roll to clear it. What are you at on Mars?
3. Right
Right?
now.
Man,
Yeah.
This
you are
is
having
when it starts
major
getting
luck, 'cause
dangerous, isn't it? This is when it's gonna
every-
start getting dangerous.
I know.
every dueling you have is
know.
a 50% chance, man. You've
I
had
know.
terrible luck, man.
Feel that.
And
On
then and
three.
so I go and I miss the strike, and she sees it coming, I think, the whole way through.
She does.
And so with a deafness that only a mother can have, a quickness from years of snatch me when I'm doing something bad, she gets me right, I think, probably right in the head, and just kind of takes me down, and I
Yep.
go
Yep.
forward.
And it is AP. You see that she goes, and it was the blade for most of the swing, but at the last second she turns and smacks him with the spine of the cutlass, dropping him into her waiting arm. My dear sweet boy, this is not how I wanted to see you again. She stands with him on his shoulder, with him on her shoulder now, pointing her sword towards all of you. I have what I need. This is where we call this fight adieu. And she swishes with a flourish of her sword. The water pours. Not only
No,
the
I
Taze
had a queen
sweeps up,
favor.
One more
sweeps
round.
up, covering not only
No!
No.
Patrick! DM! GM.
Master of ceremonies.
her, but
That's
swung up,
it.
grabbing. Wait, hold on.
Okay, you're back.
Hold
You're
on.
back.
Grabs him, she
Am I back?
swirls, and
Okay.
she's
So yeah, and the water swirls up, encompassing the Scarlet Ranger also, pulling all of them back into the river as the Pisces is still raining down starlings around the four of you.
I
I
think
think I see in the moment too, as I'm getting hit too, like I hear my mom's voice, but like I'm back to being like a child, and like my mom's like over me, like I'm bleeding on the ground. I just fell and trying to hold back tears, but like I feel the heat in my face, and so that's what's like mom
You
like
were
in
back
this
in
like
Jamaica.
yeah.
And you hear that same voice, my sweet boy.
I think just so you know, like you see AP just like unloading rounds trying to stop it, but knowing it's not going to do anything.
Doesn't do a damn thing.
Yeah, I
I
think
will say to help
We had
you,
one round,
the
one
rounds,
round.
one more
I knew
round.
it.
You only had to make it one more round.
I
As
knew it.
your shots are bouncing off, they are occasionally hitting starlings at least. So there's something from it. But yeah,
Damn it.
okay. Yeah, I think Felicity just freezes because she sees Badrick being taken away, and so it's just
yeah, yep.
And
And that is where we're going to call it for the night.
No!
yeah.
I'm so happy and mad at the same time, because like that's the beauty of the dice. That's how it has to go
Yeah.
sometimes. So it's like awesome. It's like, gosh, I hate my D6s, but I love them at the same time. Oof.
Let's go
ouch.
ahead and once more around the horn. Tiffany.
Hi, I'm Tiffany. I played Felicity Fairfax. You can find me at Dungeon Damsels on YouTube. Just look for the jar with the butterfly in it. That's me.
Morgan.
Hello, I am Morgan with My Played Mondays. I played Cowboy Count Arthur Percy Blackwood, and he is not happy. But check us out. Find us on myplaymondays.com.
Michael.
Hello, I'm Michael. I played Count Cadman Cavendish, and you can find me at RoboSardi.
Natalie.
Hi, everybody. I'm Natalie. I played Beatrice Douglas. Find me most places on the internet with Ghost Candle or Ghostly Candle. Check out what I do there. See you next time.
Blake.
Hello, everybody. I am Blake. You can find me on YouTube at Blake Chandler Francis, and putting it on my soapbox. People, find groups like this that you play with, you can connect with, and have fun with, and like treasure those groups till the day you die. When you find a D&D group that you can play with like this, like that's what you need to search for. And so please keep playing games till you find a group that you connect with like this. And I'm playing Patrick, who's you know what?
In a
He's
really
in this-
bad position.
Who's
he's
not
in-
gonna be here next game?
He's not here next
Oh, no,
week.
yeah,
I
he
hope
is.
you
Oh, yes,
enjoyed
he
him.
is.
I hope
Oh,
you
yes, he
enjoyed him.
is.
Hope you enjoyed him because he's now. But
He's not
yes,
dead.
oh man,
His mother would never let anything bad happen to him.
that's how you learn though. You have to fail like this to get better. So that's how someone gets stronger to protect the people. You fail sometimes hard, but you get back up stronger. So you have to. That's how you learn
Sometimes
lessons.
you don't realize what a fool you've been and the chances you've wasted until you're in this kind of position.
I
Maybe
needed
the
those to get to.
Lords are trying to set you up.
I need to get.
And-
I needed no. I need to get there to get to where I am. So it was a good thing.
Okay, sure. And I am, as always, TR Grimm. You can find me everywhere at the internet at empathic_Grimm. I am a game reviewer, game designer by trade, and I am so happy to be the master of ceremony for these wonderful, wonderful players. And echoing what Blake said, especially with everything going on right now, find people who you connect with, find community, and just do something you love. This is the highlight of my week. Every week. Even when I'm not in this chair and Scott's in this chair. 100% this is the highlight of my week. Speaking of Scott, boss, who are we rating?
Ooh,
Great
Oh.
game.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
I
On
don't
that
think
note,
Daddy
if you
to
have-
another.
If you have time, go to the ZealZaddy YouTube, find the second season of All Gods of Appalachia, and find all of us making really big mistakes in that game.
I don't know.
I look like a
Oh,
man.
buddy.
It's worth it.
You did a great job.
Michael has
You
the
don't.
best
I have a
beard
big
ever.
beard. You won't recognize
Michael has
me
the
at
best
all.
beard ever.
I look
Yeah, 100%.
really similar, honestly.
I don't look that. It's okay. I don't look that different either. Looking at myself right now.
I look much different.
I'm in a red shirt instead. Different color.
I have like 50% more hair. I am like cousin
Just a
Ed.
little
He
more.
looks a lot smaller now than he did back in that season.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
I'm
you see,
goth
you see
Luigi.
Tiffany. Oh, yes, all the way.
Yeah.
You see
Goth
Tiffany
Luigi.
and Michael, like your brother, they're twins in here, but wait, do you see them in that game though? See the relationship
In
like
father-daughter
in that one.
relationships.
Father-daughter.
It's really
You don't
Yeah.
ruin this surprise.
really
you want them to
cute.
go see it. You okay? Still go see it, but
No, it's fun.
Oh,
Oh, we just.
Oh,
okay.
after all that hype we've done.
But go follow them. 'Cause
yes, go.
Right.
Follow.
old gods of Appalachia is a fun
It's a
system.
fun time.
Fun stuff.
Hey,
There we go.
that'll work.
I could use a drink after this session. Dang it!
Yeah,
I
could.
will say this about my character in Old Gods of Appalachia. It's actually a fake relative of me in real life.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Your duty.
That's true. Yeah, I use my family's last name and everything. Because they're from West Virginia.
It's a shame. Maybe it's a Twitch thing.
Third time's a charm.
You're rolling like me, Scott.
Mhm.
You're rolling like me. You're just. Uh,
It is just settled amongst her. Easily. Actually.
Okay, we'll hold
Let's
that guy.
go.
That's
That
fine.
Yeah.
And go.
Hey, we support our artists.
Yeah, support your
of course.
artists.
Yeah,
Support
of
our
course.
artists. Yeah.
But
We're gonna make this dude's
to the
night.
original point.
mhm.
All of your energy has been replaced with passive.
Just everyone put we support artists.
Hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
I used my headset because I was thinking like I was gonna be wearing my hat more tonight, but I didn't wear my hat a whole lot. So.
Thank you very much for that
Okay,
raid.
I'll be right back. I need to get
Welcome
some
in.
water.
How
It
was
is-
your stream?
Same. I finished off mine. I will be right back.
Yeah.
Hello
everybody.
there,
I'll be right back.
everybody. I am Razim. We are currently doing Lost in Chaos Scar, one of our Pokemon
What a
tabletop
session
RPG
again.
campaigns.
Oof.
Meanwhile, we also have
Always.
Conrad here doing
No, it's
art
never
live on
never a dull
stream.
session.
Yes, I
Man, that was
have
wild.
a artist that I
Mhm.
manage for, Conrad, who takes
Curse
commissions.
you, Brown.
And sometimes joins me on stream doing
Actually, I
It's
think
all your
you
fault.
might be cursed.
we also have 2D artists and such.
Wait, I can't hear you.
But yeah, we've got all sorts
Hey
of
guys,
things
Mr.
going on
Grumman says
here.
I'm grounded
Thank
for
you so
years.
much
It's
for
okay, I'm
that
just
raid. I
grounded.
hope you had a great time.
I can't go back outside until 2
1
years.
second.
Yeah.
For some reason
Well,
my
I'll be in
headset
the
is
chat
not-
from here, but yeah, thanks again.
There you go. Now I can hear you. Now I can hear you. I couldn't hear you before. That was weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can hear you guys now.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. No, it's because I was switching my headset. For some reason, it wasn't like registering that I'd switched over.
I hope you enjoyed that, Blake. I was writing furiously just
Oh.
between scenes for that scene.
I love it too because I had no clue. Like when Grimm was like, "Oh, he's plays with Bro," I was like, "Oh, I thought I missed it." I was like, "Dang, I need to be out there for something." That was bomb. That was one of my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote a
I didn't see it
letter
coming.
just in case
Oh.
Radric wasn't there because like I mean makes sense in the time.
hmm
Yeah, I was really hoping for a dimensional destruction.
That's what he would have said like if you like refuse and just like, "Oh, I don't want to tell her my feelings." He's like
In that case,
Yeah.
you have activated my trap.
"You have insulted my family, my house. I demand
Oh my God.
satisfaction."
That would have been an ass whooping. That would have been an ass whooping.
I would have dipped. I would have like
I'm
invisible.
Nathaniel, get the boat!
Get the bonus.
We're getting outta here.
I could rather risk the sea than this.
We're going pirates now, okay? Arg.
Oh, okay. Who wants to go first?
I'll go. I'm still mad. I'll go. Let's go. But there's so many. I think like Michael was saying that scene when he was coming after me, like I had no clue. So it was such a fun surprise. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. This is great. That was like,
Oh yeah.
that was fantastic. I also I really like Felicity when she's like, I don't know, like when she's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. That's like that's how Patrick's all the time. I'm like, yes, feed into not knowing it. So I thought that was cool, and just her and getting that medallion by that creep. We're not gonna talk about him, but it's whatever. I'm not gonna ask where we got that piece of jewelry from.
Okay.
It's still
Okay.
a big mystery. We don't know
still a
what
big
she
We don't know
said.
exactly. Exactly. We're good, and it's I
None
love
of
the
you know
mystery
the
'cause
deal. None of you know the deal that she made with
Holy
an
crap.
ancient, powerful Phalord.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Probably something nice like a sandwich.
Yeah, it's just
yeah.
sandwich.
You just want. I just make really good sandwiches.
And
Yeah.
then get awesome gems that give you extra arms to fight with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, shut up. Shut up, Scott.
Never met someone who thinks so much
And
like
then
me.
it's always lovely seeing Beatrice too. Like I love like oh my gosh, maybe Beatrice does want to be with like one of these spaces. Cool seeing Beatrice like just kind of opening up to kind of them, and at least as far as we can see, and that's really and of course her sister relationship. Like I love that's where her heart really lies too, just making sure she is okay. Know about her journal